Good morning, Chips. It's Hanami time. Good morning. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Sorry, everyone, is the volume okay? Can you hear Lily loud enough?
Good morning. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
sound good.
Yay!
Is it alright, everyone? Okay, it's okay. Alright. Then let me just quickly introduce myself to any new viewers here. Hello, good morning. My name is TRiGGERPHiSH. I am from Aegis-Link's first generation villain league called Sind. I am quite famous on the internet. I'm actually quite known for being very, very impressive around these parts. You know, I'm known for my hacking skills and also my gun skills. It's a complete, it's a joke, don't say, oh, it's a joke. Okay, okay, Lily, now it's your turn.
But you're so cool.
I am quite cool, aren't I?
You're very, very cool. Okay. Hello. Hello, my name is Cara Lily. I am a VTuber who loves to sing, and I've been a VTuber for 3 years now. I usually do singing, karaoke, guitar streams, and also gaming and chatting streams. Yay! Thanks for having me!
Yay!
Yay!
It's nice to meet you. じゃあ、日本語で自己紹介してください。
突然に。
どうぞ。
フィッシャーも？じゃあ、OK。はじめまして、歌うのが大好き、カリフォルニア出身 VTuber キラリリです。3年間 VTuber 活動していて、普段は歌の活動や、ゲームやチャットの配信をしています。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。So everyone, the reason why I asked Lily to introduce herself in Japanese is because I wanted you guys to listen to her amazing Japanese skills.
Not at all.
She's amazing, right? And also I think we do have a few Japanese chips in here, so I thought they'd be quite impressed to hear her. So now, the reason why I invited Lily here today is because I've actually been a fan of her singing for a long time. A few years actually. So don't be shy, it's okay. If anyone has some time, please check out Lily's channel. She is tagged in the title. Listen to her song covers and her, you know, her singing. She's very, very good. So
Thank you so much.
So today's plan, I wanted to talk about life in Japan.
Yeah. Yay.
I think so basically most of my I'd say about 99% of my viewers are based not in Japan and don't know much about Japan, so I thought it'd be really, really cool if we spoke about stuff that, you know, what the internet doesn't really cover, like hear me out.
There's not enough content out there.
No, I think there's too much, but it's all like content that makes Japan like, it's not realistic, I think. For example, the other day I was telling them about the train culture in Japan, because you know, because you know, like all these, like, I guess they're more like American social media influencers, is that the correct word? They're always like, Japanese people are so polite, oh my god, they're all so kind and blah blah. and then I was telling them how, like, in the trains they get violent during rush hour, and that goes directly against the whole Japanese people are so polite kind of thing, because like in the UK, if you push anyone on the train, it's like, oh my god, you can't do that. I was like, someone will probably either like turn around and punch you, or they'll give you they'll be like, excuse me, and give you a very, very, like, you know, shocked look.
That's true.
Yeah,
especially during rush hour, people just like rush in and then like shove people
yeah.
to get in.
So you work in Japan, right, Lily?
Yes, I do work here.
Can you tell us a bit about like what you do?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm currently working full time here. Actually, in an office. I do like secretary work at a company. So, yeah, while doing that, I also go to like lessons, like a Seiyu school. So, I'm actually like, yeah, aiming to become a voice actress and singer here. So, yeah,
Wow.
kind of doing lots of different things. But well, IRL. Yes, I am OL.
Yes, we have an IRL OL. Oh my god. Wait,
Yeah.
can I ask, like, how long have you been in Japan?
It's been 3. Oh yeah. By the end of this month, it'll be 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, so, okay, how are you so fluent in Japanese?
I really don't believe myself to be, but it kind of like had to happen really quickly. When I first started VTubing, I was actually like with a Japanese company, so I had to like get to speed really quick on my Japanese. Like up until then, I had only mostly like self-studied and learned from like anime and stuff like that. So then I just started like studying really hardcore, and I've been able to improve a lot just from streaming mainly in Japanese up until now. But I still have a lot to learn though.
Wait, this is all self-study?
Yeah, mostly. I did start. Oh, but then when I moved to Japan, actually, I went to language school. So how I first got here. So.
How long have you been in language school? How long were you in language school, rather?
I was in language school for the first year or so, a little less than a year maybe, and then graduated and started working. Yeah.
So I heard, so when you go to language school in Japan, just context for the viewers, if you are in language school in Japan, they assess your level, I believe, and then you join the course that helps you pass your JLPT, which is like a Japanese language test, and it goes from N5 to N1, N1 being the most fluent. So when you joined the language school in Japan, what level did they place you at?
So my language school specifically was a bit different. Like they didn't go by the JLPT levels actually, but I think I was pretty much maybe like mid to high level. So I think I graduated a bit quickly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so impressive.
No.
That's seriously impressive. Like the fact that you taught yourself necessity or passion and stuff. Like, hear me out, because like I've lived here for 6 years now.
Oh really?
And I'm nowhere near fluent. I've never studied. I've never studied it, self-studied or school. So that's probably why. But so I find it personally, I just find it really, really impressive that
I find your Japanese is so pretty and that you speak so well.
No way.
Really?
I speak like, you know, those konnichiwa. TRiGGERPHiSH desu.
Silly.
That's me. That's me. Trust me.
No.
I actually can't. You know those like anime where they have the foreign character, the token guy, and then they have the accent when they speak. That's me.
No.
That's me when I speak. Trust me. I'm so bad. Like, and like I can't really like read kanji very well. Like, I don't know.
That's my weakest point too. Kanji is definitely really hard.
But you stream mostly in Japanese. I see, and I've been in your streams, right? And your viewers are also typing in Japanese. So you must be able to read them very well, what they're saying.
It's been good study for sure. There's definitely a lot of times where I'm like, what was that? And then, thankfully, a lot of my Japanese viewers are quite very kind and like teach me the readings and stuff. So, Nihongo jozu. Oh my god, Nihongo jozu.
You're very Nihongo jozu.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's gonna be it. That'll be a good starting point to talk about. Actually, so one like huge like hot take on the internet is people like tourists or even just like non-Japanese people living in Japan getting like really offended when Japanese people say, "Oh, Nihongo jouzu desu ne." Like they get like really offended by that. What's your opinion on this? Because I have opinions on it.
Yeah, so I actually don't get offended. Like, I don't get offended by it. I honestly think that they're just like being nice and like are honestly like they do seem like they're just impressed that we are like studying, even though we're like not from here and everything. So I don't find it offensive at all, and yeah, I think it's usually like I always hear it once like they ask like, "Oh, where are you from?" and then they're like, "What?" kind of thing. So I don't see it as like them being rude or anything, or that they don't think that my skills are up to scuff or anything like that. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you. I think these like content creators or even people on Twitter who say all these like takes about whole like, oh, being Nihongo jouzu means like your Japanese is really bad. I only said arigato, and they said Nihongo jouzu to me, and they're being sarcastic, and it's like, well, they don't really understand the cultural difference here, right? Because I think one thing about that I noticed, right, like Japanese people tend to have very low self-esteem in general, I would say, as a country. So and of course, right, Japan is a very small island country, and there's no other country that speaks Japanese. It's just Japan. So in their eyes, there's no reason for anyone to even learn Japanese, because because like it's not like Chinese where there's like a whole bunch of countries that speak Chinese,
Right.
or Spanish or something. So when someone goes out of their way to even learn how to say thank you, like arigatou gozaimasu, like it actually shocks them and pleases them, because they're so happy. They're genuinely very flattered that people would even want to come to Japan and even learn how to say thank you in Japanese. They're genuinely very, very flattered and happy, and that's why they say like, "Oh, Nihongo jouzu desu ne," because like they're genuinely complimenting you because they're actually happy.
Yeah, I think I completely agree. I think like a lot of my like the people I meet or my coworkers as well, they also add on like, well, I don't like know any other languages. I don't know English or anything. So I think it's really amazing like saying things like that. So I really think it's just like a cultural like thing for them where they're like thinking it's amazing that we would even want to like learn their language kind of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely that. Because they just don't realize that a lot of people are interested in Japan as well. Like, for example, Japan's biggest export, right, is their anime and manga. But actually, a lot of Japanese people don't know that. They don't know that they're famous worldwide for their, you know, anime and pop culture things. So yeah, it's more that they're quite closed off and they don't mean anything rude by it. What I don't like is this whole like influx of the tourists, or you know, getting offended by it and making
Yeah, it's not like to offend at all or anything. So
yeah, exactly. It's exactly what you said. Yeah, so they're not being sarcastic. There's no malicious intent. They're just very surprised that non-Japanese people took time to learn the language, even if it's just to say thank you. Like, you know, I mean, I know how to say gracias in Spanish, but it's perhaps a little less impressive to learn Spanish. But yeah. Actually, do you know how to speak any other languages?
I wish I knew more, but I've always like been into studying like languages. So I did study like Chinese for a little bit, and then like Korean for a little bit. That's really like the basic stuff, basic level stuff. So I think my main two languages are English and Japanese.
Oh. How much Chinese can you speak?
Like very, very basic. It's been a long time since I studied it, so it's like, yeah, like the basic intro and stuff.
I was actually like studying, like, because I wanted to study kanji, right? But because it like originated from Chinese Hanzi with their kanji, I thought, you know what, I kind of wanna learn it from Chinese. So see, it's kind of like hard mode it. And actually it did help. I ended up learning Chinese and Japanese at the same time, because it's basically, I learned simplified Hanzi, and it's very, and Japanese uses, I guess, the traditional. Yes, from the dynasty of the time in China. So I actually thought it helped my education, like, you know, my self-education.
No, that's really cool. Yeah, I also started learning Chinese kind of for the same reason. Luckily it was like mostly traditional that I was learning, but it gets confusing though. Like, so I think when I first started, I was like mixing up the readings. like accidentally reading like Chinese instead of Japanese. But yeah, it really helps with like the writing and stuff though.
Yeah, so just for context to anyone who doesn't know, so with Japanese there's like 3 writing systems. So there's the kanji, which comes from Chinese. So the word kanji as well, it comes from the Chinese word hanzi, which is the words of the Han people. So kanji, the word kanji is the way Japanese people say the word hanzi. So that's one way of writing things. The second way is hiragana, and then the third way is katakana. So hiragana is did you know hiragana also came a bit from Chinese as well?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
so it's actually a Chinese friend who told me. They explained to me that there is actually like a lettering system or something, or some Chinese characters that looked exactly like hiragana. So yeah, and I was quite surprised because I don't remember seeing any like curvy
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any too.
curvy or curled looking characters in Chinese. But then she showed me, I don't know what she wrote. She wrote it in Chinese, but I saw a completely different kind of like writing system. If there's any Chinese people in the chat who know what I'm talking about, please give me, please shine some light on this. But anyway, when she showed me, I saw like, hiragana looking characters, and I was like, wait, that's not Japanese. She goes, no, that's Chinese. It's from Chinese.
What?
Yeah.
See.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That is, right?
Yeah.
And then lastly, there's katakana. So usually they use katakana to write any words that are not originally in Japanese, so like any other languages. But that kind of looks like a little bit similar to kanji, I guess. Like super simplified. Like, for example, the character for ka is
Kaga, yeah. Looks like chikara.
yeah, like chikara, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mix those up too.
No, but actually, you know what? When I was because I actually learned how to read. Okay, I know this is gonna sound really weird, but I actually learned how to read katakana first, which is yeah, I know. I know. Okay, hear me out. So basically, what happened was when my first like exposure to Japanese pop culture or like was anime, it was when I was quite young. I think I was 11 years old. My brother brought home a DVD of Naruto. So
oh, DVD of Naruto.
yeah, so he was like, oh, let's watch this. And then yeah, that was our first introduction into like the Japanese language, anime and stuff. And my older brother likes mecha and things like that, so he used to play these Japanese robot games like Super Robot Wars and stuff like that. And because they were all in Japanese, he kind of forced himself to learn how to read
Oh, that's so cool.
stuff. And for some reason, I don't know, he's got a weird brain. He made us learn. I don't know why I was roped into this, by the way, but I was. he made us learn katakana first. I guess because he was interested in. I don't know why, but anyway, he made us learn katakana first, and yeah, I learned that first. Now I noticed, like, yeah, the similarities of the like, for example, chikara and ka. They both have the ka sound, or
or like ro and kuchi.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, that's the famous one, right?
Right, yeah.
That's
so funny though that your brother like pulled you into it, but then also from like katakana out of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the tsuika or tsanka, like the ka in the kanji for ka. They have.
Oh
Yeah, that also has the ka sound, so it helps you remember how to read.
Oh, it does. That's true.
Yeah, so I think like it makes sense, the whole like katakana system too. Oh yeah, just an additional thing to everyone else. So what Lily meant earlier about reading, like pronouncing the reading wrong. So with kanji, there's like two readings. There's like the onyomi and kunyomi. So there's like a Chinese reading that's not really Chinese, but and there's also the Japanese reading, and
yeah,
sometimes even Japanese people don't know which reading it is.
It's really hard. Especially if you were studying Chinese too, then it like kind of ends up being 3 readings, because like the Chinese reading in Japanese is not like often not the same as the actual Chinese reading too.
Exactly. Yeah. So it gets really confusing. Oh, Tsukimi's here. Hi, Tsukimi.
Hello, Tsukimi.
Do you know Tsukimi?
I don't think we've met. Hello, it's nice to meet you.
So Tsukimi also lives in Japan as well. So. Oh, so she said katakana was actually developed before hiragana, I believe, as well. So Fishbro was clearly going the traditional route.
I see. He knew what was up.
Wait, really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I'm learning so much.
Wait, I actually didn't know. Wait.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense.
He was going in order.
Wow. he was a big-brained one all along.
He was.
Wait, so how long would you say it took you to learn, to get to the level you are at now, out of curiosity?
I really feel like it's been like a lifelong journey though, because I like same here in that I started like getting into Japanese culture and anime when I was really young. So then it was like from then that I started kind of getting that passion for learning Japanese. So I always kind of learned like hiragana and katakana and stuff, starting from them. But then like kanji was always something that I had a hard time studying. So I feel like kanji is kind of a more recent development for me. But yeah, so it's been a long time. But yeah, I feel like it takes a long time though to learn Japanese. There's just so much to learn how to read, write, and just so much vocab as well. So
I heard just speaking alone is not that hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry, I changed the chat to the thin one. I'm sorry. But yes, okay, I had something else to ask and I forgot. Oh yeah. Were you out yesterday when it started snowing?
I was! It was so crazy. I was like on the way to work and I was like, because I thought it was going to be raining, is what my weather forecast said. And I walked out and it was straight up like snowstorming.
Yeah, it was pretty violent. I was looking at the videos.
Violent.
All my friends were like taking videos and it was like really thick clumps of snow.
I was like, is it really mid? Actually, it's past mid-March, but
yeah.
there's...
So right now it's supposed to be Hanami season, right? Can you explain what Hanami is?
Hanami is when the cherry blossoms start to bloom in Japan, and everyone likes to go out and picnic under the cherry blossom trees and just go out to see the cherry blossoms. From what I know.
Yes, that's exactly what she said, and that's exactly what it is. Yes, so hanami is hana as in like the flowers, and then mi to look. So it's very simple, just to observe and look at the cherry blossoms. I've personally never enjoyed hanami.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hanami, like it's always, the parks are always full of people. The grass is always dried and yellow. The cherry blossoms are like white instead of pink.
Oh.
I guess I've never had a pleasant hanami experience.
We should get revenge on that. I feel like there must be beautiful pink sakura out there.
I don't know what it is. I guess it's in Tokyo. It must be a Tokyo thing, because like you don't have many choices when it comes to parks.
Oh, I guess that's true. I think I have been to a few that was like not so crowded, but it was more like a little out of the way. I think if you travel out a bit, but if you go to like the really big places like Yoyogi Park I think is really popular for it. Yeah, it's like everyone's like packed in there.
Yeah,
trying to find a spot.
Sardining in the park. Or maybe to be honest, I might just hate grass, but yeah, so basically right now it's supposed to be the hanami season, but it's snowing and like raining, and I haven't seen the cherry blossoms.
Yeah, I actually have only seen it once, but it was one tree. And it was like in someone's yard, and I was like, whoa, how did you make cherry blossom?
How did you make it? It's crazy.
But since then, I haven't seen any here, so...
So guys, we're in a real park right now. As you can see, behind us the trees haven't not a single blossom on it.
No.
I'm sorry, I did try to find a park for us that had a blossom, but unfortunately they're not blooming right now. But it's okay, I've got some fake ones scattered on the table, so that still gives us...
beautiful.
Yeah. Are you enjoying our hanami picnic, our afternoon tea?
Our table hanami.
Yeah, I decided to fuse British and Japanese culture together.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Where's the snow? Oh, it's all melted away now.
Yeah, it melted like almost right away. Because immediately at like noon or something, the snow stopped and it just became super sunny. I was like, what is this weather?
You know, everyone criticizes UK weather for being temperamental. It's like, have you been to Japan?
Yes.
Yeah. How come you're not talking about the weather like a true Brit? Guys.
Oh.
I spend half an hour talking about the weather every single stream.
I didn't realize that was a British thing.
Oh my god, we will spend 20 to 30 minutes at the beginning of every conversation talking about the weather.
Oh, that's so funny. But I thought like in Japan too, there's like a, what's it called? It's like a cultural thing to also talk about weather. So maybe it's not so like different, maybe.
What I've noticed is that Japan and the UK are very, very similar.
Oh.
Now, if you think about it, they both have imperial history. They're both little islands. You know, there's a lot of similarities when it comes to Japan. You know, one of my friends who lived in Japan she lived here about 10 years. She's British as well. She said Japan is the UK of Asia.
Oh my gosh.
I realized she wasn't wrong. Like, even the food, right? I know everyone criticizes British food for being bland and flavorless, but actually, technically, so is Japanese food. If you compared it to other Asian countries, they use the same 4 ingredients, right? Like soy sauce, sake, mirin, and sugar. I guess those same 4 ingredients, just at different levels. They use the same 4 ingredients like in every single dish. So like, I know in the UK we don't have, you know, nice foreign ingredients we can use. We kind of just use salt. No, actually, no, hold on. Hear me out. Actually, we had a variety of spices and stuff because obviously, like, the UK colonized a lot of countries, right? And brought back a ton of spices. The problem was, because spices became so common, it became a commonest thing to use spices. So the upper class decided we're going to focus on the natural taste of ingredients. We're going to focus more on the cooking skill rather than using a ton of seasonings and spices to flavor our food. So that's how the whole like lack of spice thing happened. And then, you know, the world wars happened and there was a lack of yeah. That's if in case anyone wanted to know why the UK's food is the way it is because of that. So
I'm learning so much about the UK today too.
do you have any questions about the UK?
I've never been, so it's just exciting for me. I've always wanted to go though.
You should. I mean, it's quite expensive to be honest, especially because the yen's very weak right now.
It's the same for America or wanting to visit America.
Oh really?
Yeah, I visited maybe like a couple months ago, and it was just so expensive.
Yeah, the yen is not doing so well right now, so there may be better times to visit, I guess, but when the yen is better, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, something is better.
Tsukimi said, Japan just had better PR. You know what? Yeah. Have you seen the memes where it's like, thing, another country, and then it's just like, neutral face, thing, Japan, and it's like, whoa, excited face.
I've seen those. Yeah.
It's really funny. I think I remember seeing like a picture of a place in China, and someone wrote, "Oh, this is why Japan's so beautiful," and like it was like posted on Twitter like this beautiful place in Japan. Japan has the best nature, and all the comments were like, "Oh wow, Japan is so beautiful. Japan's amazing," and like most of the comments didn't realize this was in China, and then people started commenting, "Oh, but this is China." This is in China.
Oh no!
And then suddenly like, "Oh, I see, so it's China," and then they're like, "We'll change their mind." So
what the heck?
Yeah, so that's funny. I find that meme kind of funny.
That is really funny.
Oh, Japan lives in the future. This is actually a really, really good topic to talk about.
Yeah.
What's your experience of futuristic Japan, Lily?
Yeah. I would definitely say there are a lot of things that are like feels futuristic, like the cats that bring you food in the restaurant.
Yes. I was in Augusto the other day, and I wanted to share. I really love corn mayo pizza.
Yes, I do know that about you, and I want to like
Why does she know that?
corn mayo pizza.
Why does she know that? Guys, why does she know this? Why does she know this? Why do you know that? Why do you know that?
Not like I was watching or anything.
Don't watch my streams! Don't watch my streams! What the heck?
Why not?
That's great. I feel embarrassed.
There's such a cute girl on my screen.
Listen. I'm a very, very silly person. I don't act in such a way. Like I think people are reserving me. Okay. So anyway,
No, you're perfect. You're perfect.
Anyway.
I really want to find out like where your favorite cornmeal pizzas are. So I want to try them too.
Wait, you haven't had it?
I'm not sure that I have.
No way.
Yeah, so I would like to try.
Are you not a family restaurant fan?
Oh, but I've been, but I don't go super often. And then I don't think I've ever had the cornmeal pizza.
Guys, I'm gonna take Lily to Gusto.
Yay!
Our first date's gonna be a family restaurant date.
Gusto date.
Oh my god! Okay, speaking of Gusto Day, I need to tell you something. So, I went to Gusto like a couple of months ago, and I saw something. I saw a papakatsu in Gusto. Yeah. I definitely knew it was like a paparazzi date because okay, just for context, everyone, paparazzi is a sugar daddy. So there was an old guy, and he was clearly on a date with this young girl. Like, I was observing because I was also I was eavesdropping a little bit, and you know, it could have been father and daughter. They could have been legitimately father and daughter, you know. But she was not dressed in the way where she looks very young. She was
going to eat with family.
Yeah, she was not dressed for a family. Okay, sorry. Maybe let me tell you what a family restaurant is first. A family restaurant is like it's okay. Like if you're from the UK, it's like a cafe. And when I say a cafe, I mean like the calf kind of cafe. So, but there's like chains. Oh, and Americans have it as well, like Denny's, right? That's American, right? Denny.
Diners, yeah.
Oh, diner. Yes, they're called diners in America. That's right. We don't have diners in the UK.
Oh, really?
No,
Oh.
that's an American culture, I think. So, anyway, so in this diner or family restaurant, as it's called in Japan, Gusto's not American, is it?
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, I think that was just Japanese. So anyway, I was in Gusto, and there was this old guy and this young girl who was dressed, I would say, quite inappropriately for a family restaurant. And they didn't look like they were related. They weren't speaking like they were related. They were saying things which made it quite clear they were on a date.
Oh no!
And I was thinking to myself, man, if you're okay, let me tell you guys, this is like the equivalent of, I don't know, maybe it's mean, I don't know, like if okay, so paparazzi, I guess they're dating these men for money, right? And he's basically taking you to McDonald's.
To McDonald's. That is kind of the equivalent, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, I think I'd prefer if they were in McDonald's and not in a family restaurant, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think, but yeah, that was a kind of, I was kind of like, huh? I was like,
yeah, eye-opening. at a family restaurant.
Yeah, in broad daylight. It was afternoon. I wasn't there at a funny time. Don't worry. I was there at a normal time. But I was like, is this real?
I know.
Guys, that wasn't even the worst thing I've seen. I've seen a girl on a dog collar and leash chained. Yeah, this was also broad daylight, by the way. This was I can't remember what Yamanote line. And I was it was on the Yamanote line on a Tuesday afternoon or something. And this girl had this big like plushie, like she was, I guess, doing some child play. I don't know. She had like a big plushie backpack, and she was like dressed like a little kid, but she was obviously like not a kid. And she had like a chain and a collar around her neck, and he was just like tugging her along.
Yeah, I was walking her in
puppy hoppy. Nothing wrong with some puppy hoppy. Hey, not in my public. Please keep that stuff at home. Like, hey yo. Yeah, I don't want to see that kind of stuff. And yeah, she was like whimpering, and it was very weird. Like, I don't want to see that kind of stuff. But
oh my gosh, I've come across such unique things.
Have you not? Wait, have you not? I guess if you were in the office all day, you wouldn't see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I've really come across that kind of thing, or like papakatsu or anything.
Wait, really?
Before. Yeah, I'm not sure that I've seen it IRL, but I've heard of it for sure.
No,
but I think I'm also just very like, I need to touch grass more.
There's no way you haven't seen it in real life, though. Surely, you've not seen the girls with the old men.
Oh,
you've not seen that?
Oh wait, I think I might have seen it before, but I wasn't sure. Like, cause like, sometimes I go to crane games a lot though, so like the game centers, I think I did see it before, and I was like, oh, I wonder what they're doing.
You see them a lot in yeah, the game centers.
Game center?
Yeah,
oh.
you see them a lot there. Sorry, I kind of diverted. We're talking about the cats. So
were talking about the cat.
Sorry.
Technology.
Okay, sorry. Go back to futuristic Japan. So in the family restaurant, they at least in Gusto, they have like these robotic cats that have like plates on them, and they can carry your food and like roll over to your table, and you can pick it up.
Yeah, it's really cute. And it like talks at you. It's like, your food's here, and then you press a button, and then you send them back home.
Yeah, you send them back home. Yeah, and they're kind of like Roombas. Like if they feel like there's an obstruction, they'll just like stand there, and then their eyes do that. You know that face with the hold on. You know this face? Wait, this. They do that face. When
oh, cute.
yeah, they do that face when the obstruction's there. So that. Anyways, I went to Gusto on Monday, and a human served it to me.
A human?
Yeah, not a cat.
Oh, we're here for cats.
But every time I go to my local Gusto, it's always been a cat. What is it? Just
what if the cat was on break? It was on vacation.
Maybe it was kind of busy. It was lunchtime. I guess they were too busy.
Oh, busy cat.
It was a busy cat, yeah. Or was it served? Yeah, they just serve the food. They serve the food. You can Google it. I think if you write like cat robot in Japan and then on YouTube, you should be able to see it.
Oh, apparently in Toronto they have some of the cat robots too.
That's
Slowly
interesting.
taking over the world.
I mean,
Cat robots.
it's really convenient technology, in my opinion.
Right?
So I think more countries should adopt that kind of stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Is there anything else you feel like that's quite futuristic about Japan?
Futurist. I think it's a lot of like the convenience stuff. I mean, even the trains, and then speaking of trains, like conveyor belt sushi and things like that. Like things just like come to you automatically, or like go so quickly. That it makes you feel that Japan is quite futuristic in that way.
So wait,
What do you think?
it's conveyor belts. So I'm not really a sushi fan.
Oh,
okay,
really?
hear me out. I don't really like raw fish.
Oh, okay.
So I don't often eat sushi. I like going to Kura Sushi because the fries there are really good.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had the fries I could have.
Wait, no!
Even I've been there so many times. Because I'm a huge sushi fan. It's actually my favorite food.
Wait,
When I go to sushi, I eat like a lot of sushi.
wait, you know Kura Sushi is really famous for their fries.
They are?
Yeah!
Yeah!
That- yeah!
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're really, really famous for their fries.
Yeah!
Their fries are like one of the most popular items there. So, guys, if any of you are in Japan or Nihon no minasan, just try the fry. See, the fries at Kura is the best.
Whoa,
Ne?
okay, I'll have to try it next time. Maybe
Sure.
we can like gusto and then just order fries at Kura Sushi after.
wait, that actually works. You know, we'll
Right?
hop between a family restaurant and cheap
Uh-huh.
sushi restaurants. You know what? That actually sounds good.
Yay!
Yeah.
Decided. It's decided.
And we can go to a game center and play some crane games as well.
Yeah, that sounds so fun.
See, I should be a papakatsu. I'll be like I'll be perfect dates.
Yeah.
I'll treat you, Lily. It's on me.
No, I want to treat you.
No.
Are we papakatsuing each other? That work.
Wait, I don't. You should never call yourself that. Inside me, I'm an old uncle. Inside
No.
you, you're a cute girl. Okay, that's the difference.
No.
Which one is the oji-san? It's me. Me. Do you really have to ask that? Is that right? Isn't that already like obvious?
I can be Ochi Lily. I can be Ochi Lily.
Yeah. Anyway, I think another thing, I think someone mentioned that Japan is tough in convenience. I also agree with that. And I think the reason why it's so convenient here is that it's actually a cultural thing because they work damn hard here. The working culture, I think this goes for all of Asia. And apparently Japan is actually not as bad as like, you know, other countries like China and Korea, where the work culture is actually a bit more harsher. Singapore as well, I believe. And Japan is actually not as bad as them. So I'm actually dreading to think how bad it is over there. But yeah, usually they work long hours here and they don't really have time to like cook and stuff. So like unless you if you're not married, if you don't have like a wife at home cooking for you, you're basically you kind of have to like go out and eat, or like that's why family restaurants are there. And also there's like fast food restaurants, like Japanese style fast food, so not like McDonald's, but things like Yoshinoya, Matsunoya, Matsuya, yeah, stuff like that. So they really help people who are busy at their jobs just get rid of things like, you know, cooking. And I think that's really cool. Also, in general, like there's a lot more entertainment here. Like for example, there's karaoke everywhere, there's game centers everywhere. You know,
lots of things to do.
There's lots of things to do and lots of like shopping centers and stuff. And I think that really helps you like get rid of the stress when you're busy working. It's not that bad recently. Maho, I agree with you. I think the government's definitely taking steps to help, or like battle? What's the word? They're definitely targeting the whole like working culture. Like I know like they made like laws where Wednesday you can. Does this happen to you as well? Like is your office Wednesdays like your no overtime day?
Oh no, I don't have that, but I have been hearing about it, and like some offices trying to do like 4-day work weeks and things like that, right?
Oh really?
I think I heard that they were trying to do that in some places.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Maybe.
But I know Wednesday is like the no overtime day for at least Sony, and they adopt that for their company. I mean, it doesn't always work, but but that's what their policy is. But yeah, in general, I feel like a lot of the Japanese people are quite stressed working, so they've given like solutions to the stress by having lots of stuff to do, like entertainment.
Just making everything convenient. I completely agree about like making it easier to eat out, and also it's just so inexpensive to eat out here. I feel like compared to other, well, I only have America to compare it to, but it just feels like eating out is so much cheaper. Especially if you like compare. At least what I feel is that I often try to go to groceries, go to the grocery store and like cook as well, but I kind of find the price pretty comparable sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I could have maybe spent like a few more yen just to like eat out instead of spend time cooking. So they really make it convenient.
This is
accessible.
This is something I also wanted to talk about. I think a lot of people don't know this. So funnily enough, well, firstly talking about like the whole like being cheap to eat out, I actually think that seems to be a whole Asia-wide thing, not just Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In Western countries, yeah, it's a bit more expensive to eat out. Well, it depends. In some European countries, it's not, but in Asia, it's quite cheap. In China and Are you okay? Did you fall?
Yeah. My my Roomba decided to turn on mysteriously. That scared me.
Your what?
Sorry.
What was that?
My Roomba.
Oh yeah, you have a Roomba?
Yeah, I have a Roomba that was gifted to me from a friend, and it decided to turn on even though I told it not to turn on.
Guys, her Roomba's becoming sentient. Her Roomba's becoming sentient. Oh my god.
Go back.
Wait,
Please continue.
Wait, I need to tell you a funny Roomba story. I saw this.
Okay.
The Roomba discovered the outside, and then I saw this tweet where apparently, like the Roomba can map out your house. And then it accidentally discovered the outside, and then it made a map of the outside, and it wouldn't let the owner like delete the map from the outside. So it keeps wanting to go outside. And you
Sentient Roomba.
I'm telling you, they're becoming sentient.
That's so cute though.
Guys, I did not send Lily's Roomba to attack her, okay? I did not hack her Roomba to attack her. Why would I do that? She's my guest. Why would I make her Roomba attack her? I have no reason to do that.
My Roomba wants to collab too. Wants to
Roomba wants to join the collab.
join the combo.
Okay, Roomba-chan, you can join in.
Anyway, please continue.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, regarding like the food being cheap, I think that is just an Asian thing. I think what we were saying next was the prices. Now, one of the biggest culture shocks I had when I moved to Japan were the prices of the groceries, because in the UK, I can only compare it to the UK, or actually just Europe in general, our fruits and vegetables are so like very cheap. For example, you can buy a whole kilogram of potatoes for like £1 or less, depending on or like a whole kilogram of onions or carrots for like £1 or less. You can buy like a broccoli for like 40-50p or less. And so I found it quite shocking that like one carrot can cost 150 yen.
Yeah, I know, just vegetables in general. I'm like, whoa, it's so expensive trying to like, and fruits as well is like the most expensive.
Like a punnet of grapes would cost 500 yen. And just for so basically I like to convert things using GDP rather than actual exchange, because obviously if you're going to come from the UK with your your pounds, and you're going to be so rich, aren't you? Because then obviously like 150 yen for a single carrot is probably not that much for you guys. It's probably going to be like 75 pence or something for a single carrot, which is still expensive to be honest, but it's the equivalent of like £1.50 for a carrot is what I'm trying to say. If you were to live and work here and earn in yen, that's like spending £1.50 on a single carrot. That's expensive, and that's the reason why I would say my diet went really bad when I moved to Japan, because like buying groceries here was just so madly expensive. I couldn't.
Yeah.
It was really hard because I kept comparing it to the UK, and I know I shouldn't, but like I just kept mentally comparing it. I thought I can't justify spending all this money on vegetables and fruits and groceries. I have to spend more time cooking, and then I end up spending more money than it would have cost to eat out.
No, same here, because I'm from California and there's like a lot of farms and stuff, so vegetables and fruits are really accessible and a lot cheaper. So when I moved here, I was like, oh my gosh, everything's so expensive. And I feel like my my diet also got quite bad once I moved here. I just ate like sushi all the time. I was not getting my veggies, so I've been kind of trying to work on that, but it's definitely hard, a struggle with how expensive things are.
Yeah. Wait. I mean, I feel like sushi isn't that bad. At least you're getting your fish, your omega-3s in and stuff.
That's true. Lots of omega-3s.
I'm pretty lazy. I just eat like sandwiches or onigiri, so it's not too good. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Wait, what were we talking about before the vegetable price? The grocery
like
prices?
the tech, like how futuristic Japan is, right?
How did we get to the? Oh, we got to the topic of groceries because you're talking about how convenient it is to eat out.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it's cheaper to eat out sometimes.
Yeah, that's the
compared to groceries.
very crazy, guys. If you come to Japan, just eat out. But you'll get tummy ache because there's a lack of vegetables if you eat out.
Yeah. Careful.
Be careful.
Yeah, I did want to say that like, while there are like a lot of futuristic things about Japan, there's also like parts where it's very like manual in ways that maybe it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Especially like documents and
stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah,
wait,
like going to the city ward and stuff is so painful here.
Oh my god. Okay, so firstly, before that, I want to say the train thing. I know you think the trains are amazing, like in Japan. I have to say that's something that I didn't get a culture shock from, because I'm from London, and
That's right.
we have like a tube system in London, or London Underground system, and actually, this is, I don't know if you know this, but the whole train stuff, like and the underground trains, it actually started in the UK. Yeah, it's something I'm really proud of, is that we were the pioneers of like the trains and stuff like that. And the problem is, a lot of people criticize the London Underground and the London train systems for being quite old and backdated. But what they don't keep in mind is that we went through 2 world wars, right? And while we were going through those 2 world wars, other countries were developing that. They took our train system tech and they developed it further, while we were fighting in world wars and had no money, no people, nothing to. So our revolution time was a bit, behind the others because of the circumstances of the time. And I find it quite upsetting when people criticize the UK's train systems for being old, because it's not like it was our fault. we created it in the first place. I'm saying we, like, I'm not taking credit for it, but what I mean is, as a British person, I guess. So what I do like is Japan has quite a good relationship with the UK, and we've actually bought a lot of trains from Japan. So slowly the London Underground system is improving, and using like Japanese bullet trains and stuff as well. Some of our trains, not the London ones, but outside of London. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
So if I go to the UK, there won't be that much culture shock about transportation.
Not at all. You don't need to drive. If you're in the UK, you don't need to drive unless you're.
I love that.
Unless it's kind of like Japan. You're going in the middle of nowhere, then you kind of do need to drive. The trains are not going to save you there. It's exactly the same in the UK.
I see.
Yeah.
So UK was the OG for the trains.
Yeah. So, but we're not the OG. I don't think we're the OG bullet trains, but we were OG in, like, I guess, the train systems and stuff. And the London Underground and stuff like that.
Yeah, I learned.
Yeah. So going back to the stuff that's not so futuristic, what's something that bothers you the most?
Definitely just like the manual processes. Having to go to like the city board or like immigration bureau is always like a ordeal, I guess, here.
Yeah.
So you have to like turn in a lot of documents, like by hand, often, here. So yeah, I think the last time I went, I waited there for like 6 hours.
Oh my god.
Something like that. So there's a lot of things like that, but yeah. What about you?
I would say, oh god, okay, yeah. I mean, that's definitely one huge thing. I really hate going to the city hall. So getting things like tax documents and even stuff to like renew your like your visa and stuff, you have to go in person to an office and get things printed. You can't request things online. You can't really get things sent by post. You have to go there, wait in queues for the whole day. Basically, you've got to take a whole day off of work for doing something like that. And it's just a lot of waiting and sitting around. A lot of when you look at these offices as well, it kind of, I'm not trying to be mean, but it looks like they're kind of stuck in the Showa era still. It just, they're still using fax machines and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I get using a fax machine in a hospital. That's I get it. But in like a government office, like and I'm not joking, right? I got a phone call like I think it was last year. I was doing something and I got a phone call and they needed like a document from me urgently, and they're like, "Can you send this by fax?" And I'm like, "Huh?
How?"
I literally said, "How? How would you like me to send this by fax?" They're like, "What?" And I was like, "I've never used a fax machine in my life." And they're like, "Oh, if you go to 7-Eleven or a company, they should have a fax machine there." I never knew the companies had a fax machine. Did you know that?
Is it the same machine as the printer? Or
Yes.
is it different?
I think it's either the printer one. Yeah. Companies have a fax machine. I was like, can I send this by email? They're like, no, we need it by fax.
Wow. Why? Why? Like, there's secure, like, document sending things. Why? I don't understand.
I wish I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yes, the bureaucracy here is something when I first moved here a year in, I was just really like kind of frustrated by it. I'm like, what is going on? Why are things like this? It doesn't make sense. Like, why are things like this? Why is this so inconvenient? And like, why can't you do the more efficient process of things? Like, why? And this is like, because this is how we do things in Japan. And then I learned after that you just do things the way they are and you don't question them, even if the process is about 50 years old or 100 years old, and it can be modernized, it can be more efficient. They have the mentality of, if it's not broken, why not? If it's not broken, why fix it? I think that's a phrase, right? Yeah. So that, well, I'm pretty like I'm quite I'm not like the kind of person who gets angry over stuff unnecessarily. And like, once I've accepted, like, oh, they don't want to change it, then there's no point of getting upset about it. Just when in Rome, do as in Rome do, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I definitely agree. The bureaucracy is hard. I feel like there's other stuff as well. Oh, okay, so this one I guess doesn't really count anymore. But you know, before, oh wait, you came here 3 years ago, right? So that's what year was
like right when the borders opened.
Okay. Have you been here before that, like for holiday and stuff?
Oh yeah, for travel I have.
Okay, so do you remember the times where everything was like super cash based here?
Oh yes. yeah. Everything was like you had to pay by cash or or else.
Well, they had like a billion other types of cards. So basically, let me explain a bit of that. Unless you want to explain something as well. So basically, like before the Olympics, so I'd been to Japan about 5 or 6 times maybe before I moved here. Wait, hold on, I think I'm exaggerating. I am. 3 times? 3 times before, 3 times before, I can't remember. Yeah, I think I'm just counting the times where I traveled back in here while living here. No, never mind, ignore me. I think it's about 3 times I've been here. 3 or 4 times, I can't remember, before I moved here. And I was told, so my best friend from the UK, she's Japanese. So I used to come to Japan every year with her. So thankfully, I didn't have many like I understood stuff because she explained it to me. She was like, yeah, you need to make sure you have cash on you. And I found it quite shocking that for card payments, they only use credit cards, because in the UK, we use debit cards. I mean, people have credit cards, but like you don't need it to function in society. You can, most people like pay with their debit cards unless they're deliberately like wanting to pay with their credit cards. So debit card payments are completely normal. In fact, we had like contactless technology in the UK for well over, like I would say almost maybe 2 decades. Contactless technology, I think we were one of the first countries that actually started using it properly, the UK. So tap and go. So we just tap the card or tap your card and pay. So I was very used to paying like that. I mean, I didn't even insert and do chip and pin. I was used to paying with contactless, and I was told by Japanese people that they do have cards, but they're all by different companies. For example, Rakuten has a card. One and what else is there? There's also that D point card. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I think I've always like known they existed, but like never really had one. I'm a little confused how they work.
So basically, because they didn't really have debit cards, they had all these other companies making cards. So you sign up to this random company, and it's almost like a credit card. It's linked to your bank account, and then it's basically a credit card. So it's linked to your bank account, and it takes the payment out. So yeah, it's essentially a credit card. So, but you can use contactless for it because there's like a app on your phone.
Oh, okay.
So that's how they like. What's the word? Sorry, my English has become really bad since I moved here. The word was they. Is it the word? They circumvented it, yeah. So they circumvented the whole lack of contactless technology by creating all these other types of cards. Each company made their own card. So yeah, like Rakuten or Suica, JR made Suica, but Suica wasn't credit card though, yeah.
So it's like you make this card and then you can use it anywhere?
No, only if the shop accepts it.
So you need like 5 of these to go shopping.
If you want to pay by contactless, yes. I think most places accepted Suica, but then Suica had a limit of how much it can hold. So
that's so many cards to carry.
So that goes back to the whole inconvenience thing about not futuristic Japan. Because in the UK, we just had contactless. We had everyone's debit card and credit card had contactless technology. So all you had to do was tap. So
yeah,
it's kind of like Visa and MasterCard actually. So you know how Visa and MasterCard are different companies, but at least it's just those two, right? Whereas in Japan, you've got 20 different companies making their own credit cards just so you can have access to a contactless technology. Like I have ID on my...
I've heard of that one.
Well, it depends on which bank you're on, right? So my bank uses ID, which is owned by Docomo. There's also Quick Pay. So some banks use Quick Pay as their... but sorry, let me explain that. So basically, some banks ended up making debit cards, right? But their debit cards didn't have contactless wave. So contactless wave is that logo with the 3 lines where you tap. Have you seen the icon? It's like the 3. It's kind of like almost like a speaker of like 3 lines. Yeah,
and then like a hand in front holding a card.
Yeah. That technology was in the UK for about 20 years, I think. So yeah, that's the one that most card companies use, Visa and MasterCard. Even when Japan got their debit card, right? Yeah, it looks like horizontal Wi-Fi. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Even when Japan got their debit cards, they still didn't have contactless wave. So they had to use like other companies like Docomo to make their own contactless. Yeah, so that's what ID and Quick... Your card, if you have I'm assuming you're at the Japanese bank, your card definitely has one of them.
One of those ones and not the contactless?
I think no, nowadays they all have it. After after COVID, I think they managed to get the contactless wave, but before COVID, oh yeah, no, you came here after COVID, so you definitely have it.
Yeah.
No, but your bank will still definitely have the other one. It's either ID. If you're with Sumitomo Mitsui, it'll be ID. ID.
Oh, so Sumitomo Mitsui uses ID. Yeah, I'm learning so much.
I think American Express uses Quick Pay, apparently. Yeah.
Wait, so do most machines here in Japan like accept both, or is it one of those things where like
let's
use a different one?
Let's talk about COVID. So no, let's not talk about COVID. Let's talk about the Olympics. Let's talk about the Olympics. So before the Olympics, things were still kind of like dinosaur era, where they had all the 20 different types of contactless, depending on which company you had. But then, because they wanted to modernize for the Olympics, because obviously all the other countries in the world are using the contactless wave technology, they thought, okay, we need to update all our systems to accept it. So after COVID, because the Olympics was delayed, right?
Right.
To prepare for the Olympics, actually, I'm quite impressed with how fast they updated themselves. Like all the shops, most of the shops here, their card machines accepted contactless technology, as in the contactless wave. So since I would say 2021, I noticed I was able to use my phone almost everywhere to pay
Oh,
with my debit card.
okay. So around 4 years ago is when it started changing.
Yeah.
Mm.
So now the whole like Japan is a cash-based society, it's not entirely the case anymore.
Right, yeah, like there might still be some shops, but I usually have no issue paying through contactless or through PayPay these days.
No,
So there's,
PayPay
like,
is
lots
another.
of- yeah.
PayPay is another company that, you know, again, they had to circumvent the situation of having no contactless by creating some sort of like app to do
I
contactless pay.
see.
Yeah.
Scan with barcode or
Yeah.
QR code.
So
I'm learning so much.
yeah,
It's
I didn't realize. I thought you might have known that because I don't
No,
know.
I guess because I came kind of recently, like all things considered. So there's a lot of things I still am learning about Japan.
It's definitely one of the best changes in my opinion.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
Okay, wait, I want to ask. So, when you moved here, did your company help you find a place to live?
Oh yes, that was a very nice thing that they did was like help talk to like the real estate agents on my behalf and everything, which was very nice. Cause it's definitely scary like coming here and like just it's very complicated trying to find like a 2-year lease apartment from the get-go. I think a lot of people usually move like to share house or something first, or like a short-term lease. But yeah, it's definitely a long process trying to find an apartment here, and requires a lot of like again bureaucracy and like
Yeah.
a good Japanese level. I think is often helpful too. But yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever tried to rent what's the word again? Apartment or place to live by yourself?
I did recently. So I moved to a new apartment like last year. So like this time I did everything on my own, and it was definitely a lot. It's hard, especially as a foreigner. It's yeah.
Tell
As
me.
you probably know.
Yeah, tell me about your experience. I'm curious.
Yeah, so basically I think the way I went about it was like looking online. There's a lot of different like websites that list apartments. Like Sumo is a big one, I think. I was using that a lot. And basically you find like you make a list of apartments you're interested in, and then it'll email all of like different like real estate agents at once. For me, I also like just walked into like some real estate agencies and like told them what I was looking for around where I wanted to live. And then yeah, it was definitely like a little hard though, especially like because it's hard to say, but there's a lot of I guess discrimination against foreigners for apartments. Like literally like right in front of me, the real estate agent were like calling different landlords and different apartments that I was interested in, and they're like, "Oh, well, they're a foreigner, but they speak perfect Japanese, and they're like they speak Japanese better than me." That's what they said, and they were like, "No, we don't accept foreigners." So I literally was like rejected from a bunch of apartments, and from right from the get-go, which is a little depressing. So it was definitely a long process until I was able to find this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also like I think like they usually they require you do like a viewing and stuff. So I think this is something like a lot of people who are thinking of moving to Japan kind of struggle with at first, is like you're basically required to already have a bank account and already have like phone number, and also be available for like viewing the apartment, signing the contract in person. So it's really hard, right? It's like to find an apartment straight from moving from overseas.
I don't think most
But-
people do that though. I think they
Yeah.
get the share house first. and then-
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that is the route to go for a lot of people who are moving over here at first. I think for me too, when I first moved here, like my management staff at the time was really nice, and she like housed me for like a month while we were trying to figure out
Aw.
apartment stuff. Yeah, it was really, really helpful and sweet. So, but yeah, that's basically been my experience trying to find an apartment here. But like, how was it for you? You've been living here for 6 years, so have you always been like at the same apartment? Or have you moved a lot?
I've moved 3 times here.
Oh, 3 times.
But before I talk about my experience, I want to ask you about the place you're living in. So is it like specifically friendly for... Because I know you sing and you also play guitar, right?
Yes, I do.
Guys, Lily plays guitar. Listen to her, listen to her guitar character, they're so good. But yeah, was it difficult to find a place that allows you to play an instrument and also make noise like singing?
Okay, so when I first moved to Japan, like my management was really great in that they helped me find like a boon mansion, which is like soundproof apartment that allows you to play music or play instruments and sing or whatever until a certain time. But when I was moving by myself, all of a sudden like it was very like slim pickings and it was really hard to find an apartment, especially like a music mansion or a boon mansion. And so basically what a lot of my other like friends had said was like, oh, as long as you move into like a reinforced concrete apartment, there's basically like 3-4 types of like structures for apartments. There's like reinforced concrete, there's wooden, and then there's like
Steel, right? Yeah.
steel. I think lately there's also like this what was it called, AC or something, that it's like air. I can't remember, Aeron something. There's like a new in between version.
Really? I only know
Like,
the 3 that you said. So
yeah, since I moved recently, I think I only just learned about this one too, but it's like a level below reinforced concrete, so it's still like you can kind of still hear, but it's like a little stronger than like normal regular wood. But yeah, so they were like, oh, as long as you find reinforced concrete, it's probably fine. So I'm actually living in an apartment where technically you're not supposed to be playing instruments. So I feel a bit bad about that because this is my first time living in a non-soundproof apartment, and I definitely feel a lot of paranoia. I'm like always worried that my neighbors can hear me when I do my singing streams or my guitar streams. I haven't gotten any complaints yet, but yeah, I definitely am thinking like when I move next, I want to try and find a like a soundproof apartment again because I'm so like nervous all the time that I'm bothering my neighbors.
Well, the question is here. Can you hear your neighbors?
I can. Sometimes. Sometimes I do hear them. That's why I'm like, they definitely hear me.
Yeah, I have bad news for you.
So I feel so bad.
Well. I mean, are you playing your instrument and singing after midnight?
No.
Then
I
it's
do my
fine.
best to... I do my best to try and stop singing loudly around like 10 p.m. to be polite. But yeah, it's just embarrassing too. It's that... like they definitely hear me belting out my anime songs.
I think one of your viewers said they have a free concert. I agree.
No.
I agree with you. I agree. Sorry. Like, listen, if I was your neighbor, if I were your neighbor and I heard that, I'd be like clapping, I'd be getting my pen lights out, I'd be like, yeah, woohoo!
Across the wall.
Yeah, I'll be like clapping across the wall.
Oh my god, so embarrassed.
Japanese houses are terrible, no insulation, no privacy. Yeah, okay, so there's a reason. So I think I've actually spoken about this with my my viewers as well. So you mentioned, right, there's 4 structures. I mean, I only know the main 3, which is reinforced steel, there's concrete, and there's wooden. And wooden is quite old. Like, actually, nowadays, I don't think they make wooden structure houses anymore. The ones that are made of wood they're from like the 19 when I say 1900s, I mean from like anywhere ranging from the 40s to 1990. Like, there are still buildings from those years existing. And if you're from the UK, you're probably thinking, so what? Because in the UK, our houses are like hundreds and hundreds of years old. So it's no is no issue if it's from the 1900s, right? But in Japan, they have quite strict laws when it comes to building regulations and building safety, because there's a lot of natural disasters in Japan. There's a lot of earthquakes, and the thing is, the earthquakes weaken the foundations of the house, and especially if it's wood, it's really bad. Like, it's very, very unsafe for natural disasters and earthquakes. And the reason why, like, even with reinforced steel and concrete builds, the walls are still quite thin, there is still a lack of insulation and a lack of privacy as a result, is because due to the building regulations, they're advised to like knock over the housing and build new ones like every 40 years. Yeah, so because they need to keep building new houses every 40 to 80 years, or 40 to 60, I think the number keeps going down. But because they have to keep destroying the houses and rebuilding, they can't use materials like wood, brick and other heavy materials, expensive materials, because it's just going to get destroyed anyway. So the thing is, houses here are depreciating in value. They don't appreciate in value. So buying a house here means you're already at a loss.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's not. I mean, there's so many natural disasters here. It can't be helped. This is not like a Japan fault thing. It's just that's how you have to survive in this country.
Yeah.
So it's the unfortunate byproduct is that yes, there's a severe lack of privacy and insulation. But if you're rich, it's okay, because there are like expensive buildings that are super like insulated and thick and really expensive materials, because but obviously the rental price or buying price is like quadruple the regular prices.
Yeah.
What if you buy those old abandoned houses in the villages in the countryside? So that they're called akiya. Do you know much about akiya?
I don't know much about them, but I've definitely heard like about akiya and how like people are like buying them out because they're super cheap. But I'm also like, I wonder what it's like living there, especially since you mentioned that you kind of have to like rebuild.
So akiya, the reason why sorry, let me write it down. Akiya is this. So the reason why akiya is very cheap is because so there's a huge, I think a lot of you might not know, there's like a problem in Japan where there's a lot of elderly people, because they're from a generation where they got to retire quite early, and the government has been taking care of them, and they're not really, how do I say not dying but not sound mean? They're not dying, guys.
They're living long.
They're living very long lives, very long and happy lives, to the point where the government is also struggling to fund them because they did not expect the pension payments to go on for this long. Now, anyway, let's say some of them do pass on to the next life. They leave their belongings behind, including their house, and a lot of them don't have families, or the families don't claim the house, because these old houses, these akiya, right? These old houses, they end up costing money because you can't live there. And to destroy the house, to break it down, what's the word in English to do that? What's the word in English when you
break down?
When you like bulldoze a house or whatever? What is it called?
Destroy.
There's a word for this in English, and I just can't remember it.
For construction.
Yeah, demolish. Thank you, demolish. Yes. Oh, Addie's here. Hi, Addie.
English hard.
Yeah, English hard. English hard, but I can't even speak Japanese. When am I speaking? Okay, so when you demolish a house, right, it costs a lot of money. And these houses are not safe to live in anymore. So what these people do is they just abandon it. They don't want to claim it from their family. They literally leave it abandoned. Everything's still inside because it's too expensive to demolish. It's cheaper to actually just leave it. Now, this is a huge actual issue in the government, where there's a ton of houses that are not claimed. And it costs the government money to demolish these houses and get rid of all their belongings inside. So what they do is they auction off these akiya, so the abandoned houses. And what people do, they can buy a house for like 100,000 yen.
100?
10万円.
Wait, that's Julian!
Julian.
Wait, that's so cheap for a house, to buy a house.
You can buy a house for Julian, but like
That's crazy.
middle of nowhere, like I don't know, Tokorozawa.
And also like abandoned.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not in a condition where you can live in it.
Right.
So you have to refurbish it by hand. And there's actually like this really famous like you're buying a ruin. Exactly, you're buying a ruin. So you're essentially buying the land here. So so technically I guess 100,000 yen is kind of cheap for land. So there's actually this YouTuber guy, I think he's from Europe somewhere, and he actually goes around buying these abandoned houses, and he refurbishes them himself by hand. And he actually documents the series. He writes the cost, and because he does it all by hand, most of it by hand, he saves a lot of money refurbishing it. So yeah, if you wanted to buy an abandoned, I think a lot of like foreigners, right, they see that and like, oh, I can come to Japan and just buy a house for like $1,000. That's amazing. But they don't realize that the house is not fit to live in. It's one of those, it's like broken down, and yeah, it's a whole situation, and a lot of people don't understand how it works, but it's definitely it's a huge problem in Japan, these like abandoned houses. I've actually seen some of them myself.
Yeah, really?
Oh, Lily, I gotta tell you something. You know that you said there's 4 main housing types?
Yeah.
There's a 5th.
A 5th? What is it?
I saw a tin house.
Tin house!
I saw a tin house. It was brown from rust.
Oh no!
I saw a tin. It was made of tin. Like,
oh wow.
Corrugated
Long
tin.
Long lost 5th. Tin houses.
I didn't see it like on a housing. I didn't see it on like Sumo. I was like walking down this street and I saw it.
Oh gosh. Oh.
But yeah. Tin house. Yeah. I think that it was definitely abandoned. I don't think there was anyone living there, but it was like an abandoned, rusty, tin house. So those exist, I guess.
Oh.
Anyway, I digress. I was supposed to talk about my experience, right? So basically my experience with Japan, the twit longer. The YouTube video, my experience with Japan. No, when I first moved here, I lived in a share house, and it was a very traumatic time for me.
Traumatic? Oh no!
I was on the 7th floor, I believe, and this was my first time living in Japan, right? So before I had always stayed in like hotels, because I stayed with my friend because we were traveling together. This is my first time living in like an actual place, and I kind of knew that Gokiburi.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of.
You're on 7th floor?
Listen. I knew about the existence of G's. And I just never really experienced it before. I've never really, because we don't have those in the UK. At least I've never seen one in the UK. Now, I moved to this share house, and there were 2 other people living there. An Italian girl and an Australian girl. And the Italian girl was lovely. She was fine. She was very clean and kept to herself. The Australian one, I can't say the same about her. She kind of like kept all the dishes in her room, and like food. Like she kind of like, you know, those hoarders like keep like stuff in their room. So she kept like food packets and like unfinished food and like plates and stuff all in her room. And she'd also not like, because I think before she moved to Japan, she was living with her family, and I don't think she knew how to like live independently by herself. So and in the bathroom as well, like she'd be quite unsanitary.
No.
Including in the loos, like so in the shower she'd leave it wet, and like, you know, you're supposed to, like in Japan, you're supposed to kind of like scrape down the shower to get the water off, and then you're supposed to spray the kabi spray, like, you know, the mold spray, and clean it and everything, and then turn the extractor fan on. She never did any of that, and she'd like leave her like dirty underwear and stuff everywhere, just on the ground, and in the loo, like she wouldn't really flush the loo, or like she'd leave she'd leave bodily fluids on the seat and thing. She was not a clean flatmate. So I had for free. It's crazy. Oh my god. I'm gonna pretend I did not read that. Okay. Anyway, it got to the point like we had no more dishes left in the kitchen because she kept stacking them in her room. And anyway, 1 month in, they came.
In the first month.
They came.
No.
You know, and this was summer. I moved in the summer, so like, the G's arrived, and
The G's.
the problem is, right, this flat, it had dark wooden flooring.
Oh.
God, this is actually quite a traumatic thing for these puppies to
Oh my
talk
god,
about.
I'm so sorry.
Okay,
Take your time. Take your time.
I woke up one day and I found these things on my wall, and I screamed.
No.
I felt like I was literally about to. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna add to the suicide statistics in Japan, because like I can't live like this. It was bad. It was an entire like I didn't realize, because apparently the infestation had already been in her room. It's just at that point, 2 weeks in, they left her room and went around the entire flat.
No.
And of course, she gave them things to drink because, like, you know, she didn't clean the showers, so they had lots of water supply.
No.
And anyway, because there were so many, you know, when it becomes a proper infestation, they end up fighting for resources like food and stuff.
Oh my
so
god.
that's why they spread to the entire like apartment.
Oh my god.
It's safe to say, like, I was ringing that fudosan. How do you say fudosan in English? I get fudosan. The real estate. I was ringing the estate agents. I was ringing the estate agents like every day. I was in a very bad place mentally because I have a fear of like bugs and stuff. I know it's a weird thing to say because I live in Japan, but
me too.
The G's, that was my first time seeing them, so like it was a big shock for me.
Right.
And all I remember was they did get like an emergency like fumigation team in. They fumigated the entire apartment. They put like the gokiburi bombs and like the sprays. But it like really changed me as a person. Like I've not been the same since. Like I haven't. It took me a long time to be able to sleep properly again.
Oh no.
And it took me a long time to sleep properly again. But also like every time I saw something dark, I would like, it almost felt like I had a heart attack. Like my chest would hurt and I would start like hyperventilating because it's just, how could a human being live like that? Well, she's from Australia, so I don't think she had a problem with seeing bugs.
She's seen scarier. There's so many terrifying creatures.
I'm sure she's seen worse.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know. I'm like, how did she live like that? And then I just remembered that she's Australian.
Yeah, she was like the Bogan type, so she was like from the sticks, I think, you know.
Oh wow.
So did she get kicked out? So I'm gonna add a little bit more context here. So the company that I came with when I came here, right? So she was working with this company as well, so we both came at the same time. However, she kind of got in illegally because so basically this company, right, her friend was a manager in this company, and so this lady was Japanese, but she like lived in Australia a bit, and that's how they met. And so this Australian girl doesn't have a degree, and to get like a working visa in Japan you need a degree. And she didn't have one, and she kept it a secret, but however this manager lady kind of like told all of us. And so me and the Italian girl, ever since like that manager told us like that other girl didn't have a degree, she kind of like would try to attack us at any opportunity. Like she would be like accusing us of not washing the dishes, or so she'd be like calling the landlords and saying, the estate agents and saying, oh yeah, they're the ones, they're not cleaning up the loo, they're not washing the dishes and stuff like that. So and we didn't know anything about this, by the way. We didn't know until we were contacted. Yeah. So we got contacted by the estate agent saying, we're getting complaints about well, they contacted us individually, right? So I was told I was getting complaints about like not washing dishes or stuff like that. I didn't even cook, by the way. I didn't even eat in that kitchen. But anyway,
oh my God,
because it was so dirty, because she would never clean it, and I really don't like living with other people because when they're not clean. So anyway, I didn't even go in the kitchen, but I was being told that apparently you're not washing your dishes and stuff like that, and I was like, huh? So I spoke to the other girl. I spoke to the Italian girl. I was like, hey, did you hear anything about this? She's like, I got the same phone call. And then, yeah, so I thought, you know what, I don't want to deal with this girl. Like, she's kind of scary. And obviously she has like, and I get this because she's probably upset that we found out her secret. It's not like I asked to know the secret. Her manager was like, ha, yeah, I mean, she doesn't have a degree, but it's okay. She has me. I have a connection. I'm the one that got her in. And you know, she told us this in a family restaurant, by the way, while the Italian girl, me and the Italian girl was just looking at each other like,
is this okay?
Like, should we know this?
Yeah.
I mean, I keep to myself. At the end of the day, I keep to myself. It's not my business.
Oh my God.
Why take it out on me? I just keep to
They volunteered that information.
Yeah, so like I just had to move out stat. Like I was looking. I didn't even live in that place for 3 months. I didn't last that long. So I made my exit strategy, my escape plan. So that was my first 3 months into Japan. I had to find a place to live. So
wait, that all happened in 3 months.
Yes.
What a traumatic 3 months. I'm so sorry.
It was.
Oh my gosh.
Even to this day, like I told you, I'm not the same person. Like that actually traumatized me at a very deep level, to the point where I still can't sleep properly sometimes. And every time I see something like dark, I get like heart pain. Like but yeah. So why would she antagonize a roommate who knows a secret? I think she wanted me out. But yes, so then that brings me on to my second apartment story. So I used, maybe you know this place, Leo Palace.
Oh yes, I do know of it.
Okay, so Leo Palace is housing, like kind of like, they're like an estate agent, but they also own the buildings. So they're the landlord and the estate agent, and they rent out to people and stuff like that. So because I was moving in a rush, I couldn't afford to go through the whole like, sorry, you're foreign, we can't rent to you time. I couldn't. Give me a second.
You just needed to find a new place ASAP.
Yeah, so Leo Palace is famous because they rent to foreigners, and it's a pretty easy process basically. So I went for a Leo Palace apartment. So that one. Okay, so basically, let me go back to the old one with the G's. By the way, that was 7th floor, right?
Yeah, I'm like, because usually if you're higher up, I heard that it's harder to get.
Yeah, right? That's what I was told as well. But yeah, no, there was still G's. So, and also that apartment building, it was a mansion. So it was built in 2016. It wasn't actually that long ago.
It was quite new.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how bad it was in her room. That's so crazy.
By the way, for all the English speakers here, mansion in Japan just basically means like a new build apartment. Apartment, it means like it's got a wooden structure or like a really old structure. And a mansion means it's usually a really huge, like fancy block, and it's built like after 2010.
High rise.
Yeah, high rise, yeah. So I was living in a mansion, so you wouldn't expect a 7th floor mansion to have G's. But anyway, let's go to the next place. This was the 2nd floor.
Okay.
This place was built in 2019.
Okay, quite new.
And it was quite expensive because I think Leo Palace have like cheaper ones as well, but this was a more expensive one. And I thought, okay, you know what? Surely this place would be safe, right? And I picked a place that had white walls and like very pale flooring, so in case there's something dark, I'd be able to see it.
Yeah.
And everything was fine
Oh.
until I had new neighbors moved in.
Uh-huh.
So this was 6 months later.
Uh.
And this was winter, by the way. Oh no, it was October, so autumn. Now, these neighbors, they weren't Japanese.
Okay.
That's what I'll say. And they weren't very hygienic.
Again! No, fish!
Oh god. Okay, one thing I want to say is there's 2 varieties of G's in Japan. There's one called Oriental and there's one called German. They're called German, but they're not from Germany. It's because of the like Latin term Germanist. So anyway, so Moyada. But yeah, they weren't very clean. They hoarded in their like basically like the Australian girl, they hoarded and stuff. And but what I didn't know as well is that this building already had an infestation. Like like it was already inside the building structure. I didn't know that, so I guess and they regularly like put traps and stuff like the building. The German G is more yabai. Yes. Okay, like I'll get to that. Let me get to that because there's a story here. Just for context, in the old place, it was the Oriental G's, so they're pretty easy to kill and get rid of the infestation. German G's, they're bad. Anyway, so so the Leo Palace place, about 6 months in, this was autumn, October. I saw an Oriental G. Now, I instantly called them. I was like, "This is not this again. Not this again. I can't go through this a second time." And they weren't that bad at first. Like it was just like 1 or 2, right? And then, but the problem is, sorry, this was actually in August, so it was still summertime. So I was told, "Oh, this is natural. This is Japan. You're gonna find them anyway. You can't do anything about it. This is natural. Just use the spray and kill them." So I did, and it was fine. And then I got those like traps, those black cap traps and stuff, and I put them everywhere. And the situation was fine. Let's move on to October.
Okay, so a few months later,
A different kind showed up.
no,
Not the big black kind, but the skinny brown kind. And those are those are the German ones. Yeah, those are the German ones. And those are notoriously hard to get rid of because they replicate very fast. They produce about 100 babies at a time every like few days or something like that.
no.
So they really it's bad. So that was my first time even seeing this second variety, by the way. So I was like, what the hell?
I didn't even know there's 2 kinds.
There's two kinds. So it was my first time seeing it, so I was like, what is this? And then it was still very scary and creepy looking. Anyway, I was just crying. I was a total wreck. I was just like, I was ready to just end it all. I was ready to just go back to the UK. That's how bad it was. And then I was always every day calling the Leo Palace saying, "You got to do something about this. Like, this is an infestation. I can't sleep. They're on the ceiling. They're in the curtains. They're like coming onto my bed. Like I can't."
Oh my god!
You know what I was doing? I was staying in internet cafes.
Oh, fish!
I was homeless while paying rent.
Oh my gosh, you're still paying the rent?
Oh,
no.
I had to, right? So, and like, I couldn't stay in there, and I was like staying in like Apple hotels and stuff like that. And I was done. I was ready to end it. I was like not mentally in the right place. Like I've never had like these kinds of issues before. Like I've been through some really bad stuff in the UK, not to do with bugs, but like just like illnesses and stuff. But like I've never been in such a bad situation, and the second time as well. And
so soon after the first time.
Yeah.
Too.
And again, the housing company, they called like these exterminators and stuff, and they fumigated it. They got the traps, And it worked. It got rid of the German infestation. But by then, I was just too scared to live there. I was just every day I was I couldn't sleep. Like
traumatic again.
It was so bad. Like, because I couldn't sleep. Every 2 hours I'd wake up in like cold sweats. I wouldn't. I wouldn't sleep with my lights off. Like. And I moved my bed to the middle of the room so I wouldn't be around the walls.
Aww.
And I'd be like jumping every like few seconds to check around me, to check there was nothing around me. And yeah, it was really bad. It was very traumatic. Mentally, it really messed me up. Like even to this day, I would say I'm still quite mentally messed up. Like I can't live in a place. No, it's because like I can't live in a place that has like dark walls or flooring in case I don't see it.
Yeah, like I totally understand how you feel. I never had like such a bad issue with that before, but like when I was living in America too, like literally there was like a time where there was like a lot of spiders. And I couldn't even, I'm also very afraid of bugs, and I think I saw one in my room, and I literally slept on the couch for like a few months because I was too scared to sleep in my own room after that. So I totally understand, like. Especially like seeing them constantly in your own room everywhere. I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, you've had it so.
Okay. Admittedly, right, at least the spider situation in Japan is not as bad. Like in the UK as well, we have pretty big spiders. At least in Japan, the spiders are tiny, so that is the saving grace, I guess. But I'd honestly, I think spiders are better because spiders don't really cause an infestation unless you let them. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, she can't survive in tropical regions. I actually can't. I'm not made for this tropical region. But Japan's fun.
Yeah, it is.
If you're rich, it's fine. No, listen, if you're rich, you can live in a really nice place and you won't have these issues. But it's just when you live in like cheaper places, you kind of will face these issues.
Has everything been okay since then? I'm assuming you moved.
I did. I moved again.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about this experience. So then, I was looking for a place to live, and this time, I didn't go through Sumo. I really like the area I live in, and I don't want to move from the area, especially because we were talking about the city hall earlier, right?
Yeah.
Every time you move to a different city, you have to go to the city hall. Yeah,
such a pain.
It's such a pain. You have to go to your old city hall to get the moving out notification, then go to the new one to say you're moving in. And your city hall is not always close to you. It can be like, and sometimes there's no public transportation to get to it. It could be like a 45-minute walk, and there's no like transportation to get there. So the most annoying thing in Japan, I think all Japanese people hate like city hall and bureaucracy stuff and like that. And also they're damn rude. They're rude. The staff in these city halls, government workers are rude, and it's not even like because you're a foreigner. They're rude to everyone, even Japanese people.
It just it must be. I'm sure it's rough working that kind, like working, but I've experienced that as well.
But even Japanese people tell me they hate them. So like, but anyway, so I went to a local like fudosan and estate agent, and I found this flat that I liked. Now the problem is, right? I forgot to say the main problem I had in my other flat. So the Leo Palace one, they had like one fiber optic cable for the entire building.
Okay.
Which meant everyone had to like share the same. We had to all pay for the internet, but we all shared one like cable, which meant like during peak hours, you couldn't do anything. You couldn't even watch a YouTube video. And I was like super into Apex. I was playing Apex every day at the time, and you definitely can't play Apex when your download speed is like something like, I don't know, 20 like megabits per second. It was really bad. It was like 20 megabits per second. It was so bad. So like I couldn't play games, and like games were the only thing that made me happy. So without my games, I was so depressed. So 20 kilobits? Sorry, yes, it might have been kilobits. It might have been kilobits. Was it kilobits or megabits? Anyway, well, regardless, it was really bad. It was really slow, and I thought I can't live like this. But then I was told by the estate agents that most apartment buildings in Japan, like the mansions, they have strict rules, construction rules. So you can't actually like drill holes to get your own connection because yeah. So when they build the mansion, they already sort out the fiber optic cables and everything beforehand,
Right.
and then they make all the they make you still like get your own internet service provider, but it uses the same line. Everyone uses the same line. Yeah.
Did not know about that.
I don't know how it works in your place. Like, did you
Yeah.
you got your own internet service provider or?
Yeah, I got my own internet service provider. I basically continued the one from my previous apartment and then told them I was moving and then they came and set it up here, but I'm also not sure how the whole like lines work.
Well, did they charge you installation costs for drilling holes?
I don't think so. It
Yeah.
seemed like they just plugged in something.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, because they're already that's why I don't want to live in a mansion. Yes, okay, Maho, I'm gonna get onto this topic. So basically, the mansions, they already have their set up, pre-installed fiber optics, and anyone who moves in there, they just simply have to plug and play because you use the same wire. So if you, depending on how good the optic cable is and how many people live in the building, sometimes it can cause like a slowdown. There's like a throttling, internet throttling. So I thought, you know what, I want to start streaming and stuff as well. Like I can't have that. So I need to go in a place that allows me to install my own cable, like just for me. So I made a decision. I made a decision to live in a wooden apartment from the 1960s.
Oh wow!
It's a decision. Perhaps not a good one, but hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
I'm in an old wooden apartment, but this is okay. You know, like the mansions in Japan, they're so tiny. Or at least in Tokyo, they're so tiny.
They're so tiny.
They're very, very tiny. They don't even have kitchens. They have like kitchenettes. They have like one electric burner in the hallway kind of thing. It's like
Right.
it's really bad, and I didn't want to live in a tiny like room. So it's your current place, right? Yeah, I'm talking about my current place. So I wanted to live in a bigger place, and the wooden apartments from the 1960s and stuff, at least they're bigger.
Yeah, bigger and much cheaper.
Oh yeah, it's very cheap. So
yeah.
it's cheaper, it's bigger, and it's in a really good location. Like I live 1 minute from my station.
Oh, that's amazing.
Should I tell you how much I pay in rent?
If you're open to.
Shall I tell you? 6万円.
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 Oh my gosh! Wow, it's so cheap. I own a place.
I pay 60,000 yen in rent, and that is very, very, very cheap.
That is extremely cheap, especially for Tokyo.
Yeah, Maho's like, what? Okay, yeah, I live right in the outskirts though. I don't live like I'm not in like Hachioji or anything, but like I mean I don't live like, I don't know, in like central, I don't know, Tabata or something, like, you know, proper central. I live more like on the outskirts. But I obviously the reason why it's so cheap is because it's built in the 1960s, so it's actually not this fire safety and the earthquake safety, it doesn't actually pass. So if there was a fire or earthquake, I'm basically done for. But so that's the main issue. But the biggest selling point is I got my own fiber optic cable.
Yeah,
and
super fast.
It's Hikari, by the way, Neuro Hikari.
Oh, Hikari. Oh yeah.
It's Neuro Hikari. So Sony's internet is the fastest in Japan. My speed is like 1 gigabit per second.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I will live in an old wooden apartment for that kind of internet speed. So we'll die for our own fiber optic cable. I think someone should write that on my grave. But yes. Hey, it's important to me, okay? So, and I made them like promise. Hey, does this apartment have a G issue? Are there G's in this place? Has there ever been a history of G's? And they assured me, nope, everything is fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. There's never been that. It's all okay. Oh, let me tell you about. Sorry, I'm yapping so much, but I got to tell you, it's really funny. So the estate agent who owns this building, I'm pretty sure it's Yakuza. Yeah, this lady. So I actually took a Japanese friend with me, and because you know how, like, especially because this was an actual kind of like old Japanese fudosan, like, you know, they were quite like they looked very old, and they looked like the type they'll say no foreigners. So I was ready to go on my hands and knees and beg and go, please, let me. Like I was ready to like literally go on my hands and knees, beg these people to like let me live there, because I was that desperate to me, right? So it was nice and big and cheap. So I was like, please. So I went there. This lady with like short hair, snazzy jewelry, dressed like she was literally a Yakuza boss. She turned out. She came up. I was like. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. And I was like shaking and like my hands were like shaking. I was like,
Yeah.
And my friend who was with me, they were also like shaking, and they're like, and they're like being very polite and everything. And this lady, the way she was talking was so like, she was talking like, you know, like that way. She was talking, you know, in that kind of rough way. She wasn't speaking in like proper keigo.
Proper keigo.
Not the kind of keigo that the fudosan people use.
Yeah.
She was quite direct. And I'm pretty good with people, I'd say. So I was like, okay, I gotta make this lady like me. So I started complimenting. I was like, oh, oshare desu ne, like, you know. I was just telling her like, oh yeah, she looks so fashionable, she looks so cool. I was like, oh my god, she was like quite an old, she was obviously an older lady, and I was like, oh yeah, you look so young, you look so oshare. I think she knew I was just like, I think she knew I was just trying to raise her up, and she was just laughing. She laughed. She thought it was funny. So we kind of broke the ice there, and then I think from that she liked me, because they actually did have a no foreigners rule.
Oh wow, they made an exception.
Because the exception was because like it seems they like single girls. If you're like a single girl, they are more likely to rent to you than if you're a man or if you're a couple. So because I heard her say it, like she was talking, she was like, oh, it's fine. It's just her, right? It's just you, right? You're not living with anyone else. And she's like, oh, she's just a single girl, she'll be fine. And then my friend, and obviously I had my friend with me who was Japanese, and she, because she was acted as my guarantor and my emergency contact, they were like, okay, it's fine, as long as like you have your Japanese emergency contact, and it's definitely just you living there, and there's like, you know, no one else coming in. Then it's okay. Like they say, if it was like a single man, I think, or if I was a couple, or if there was like kids, they wouldn't rent. But it seems like the rules of this building. Well, it seems like I think it's the rules of this building, because I think even my neighbor upstairs, it's a lady living with her mum. So.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe she just doesn't like men.
I
think she just doesn't like men.
Okay, real estate lady.
Yeah, so but yeah, so that everything was fine. So I lived here for about 3 years now.
Nice.
Now the problem started happening. The problem started happening last April.
Oh.
I think it was last April.
Almost a year now.
So my neighbor was this old man, and he kept to himself, and he's, you know, we barely saw each other, because like he's like super old, like I never saw him, like he just kept to himself. I think he had like a caretaker come and see him once a week, and then one day he died last year. Sorry, he passed away. He passed away last year. I mean, he was old, so like I think like he had people coming to take care of him, but I think he passed away. He either passed away or he moved to like a home. I think he passed away though, because I don't know, maybe he didn't. But anyway, He left. He was gone. And then that apartment was open to rent. Now, the problem is, I think this lady, because of me, because I was probably her first experience renting to a foreigner, she probably thought, oh, foreigners are not that bad. So she only went and decided to rent my neighbor's house, apartment, to other foreigners. Now the problem is here. I am quite I'm British, okay, so I'm quiet, I'm considerate, and I follow the rules and everything. I don't, make loud noises or whatever. She decided, I'm not gonna say where these people are from. But she rented to these people who are clearly not used to living in a civilized society. And by that, what I mean is, they made a lot. They weren't from an English-speaking country. That's all I'll say. They weren't. They weren't from the West. So they made a ton of noise. They had parties in their house all night. And they were very unclean. There was rubbish on their balcony, which is against the rules of Japan. You're not supposed to do that. They would put their rubbish on their balcony. They'd let the rubbish build up in their house, and also outside of our apartment place, outside the door. They'd leave stuff like broken umbrellas and bicycles and things like that around. They'd leave their bags of rubbish everywhere outside. And guess what happened?
No.
Guess what happened? Guess. Not again. Again. No! As Bucky would say. So yeah. I started seeing them for the first time in 3 years.
No.
The G's came back.
Not the G's.
And
all these years.
It activated my trauma. Well, actually, I mean, there was a couple. In my 3 years living here, I saw a couple here, but it was that they weren't in an infestation. They were travelers. Like, for example, I had the balcony open when I was bringing my laundry in, and they just kind of crawled in. So it wasn't I did see a couple, but I wasn't very scared because they were lost. They were the Oriental type. They were lost. They just needed to leave. So I wasn't. They didn't cause a problem. But the infestation, they were the German kind.
Oh no, the hard to get rid of kind.
Did the owner not do anything? Okay, so I was on the phone. Okay, ever since those people moved in, I was on the phone to my. Well, I wasn't even on the phone. I'm kind of scared to speak to that lady, so I text her.
You text her?
Well, she owns the agency, so I text the agency. They have a line, there's a special line account for their estate agency. So I texted them online saying because I was complaining about the noise, I was complaining about the messiness, I was complaining about loads of things because actually there's rules right here. You're not supposed to have multiple people living here. And they had a whole... I don't know.
How do they do that?
I don't know, because they had a whole family living there. I heard kids. I saw grandparents. I saw... Oh my gosh. I saw...
They got their whole family.
They got their whole family. And by the way, this is a tiny one bedroom... It's a one DK.
Oh my gosh.
So how would you fit that many people in one DK?
I don't even know.
Yeah, so there we go. So I said... I kind of snitched. I said... It sounds like there's a lot of people in there, haha.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sleep. It's 2 a.m. And I actually recorded, because they were playing really loud music and talking loudly, so I was thumping the walls. They multiplied like the G.
They multiplied the G.
That's a crazy comment.
Crazy family. What the heck?
That is savage. That is savage. Anyway, I was complaining. So actually, the first complaint when I said there's loads of people, I think they actually did speak to them, and then they got rid of the entire family. I think there was only 2 people after that, a couple. Apparently, these people, they run kind of like a red light district business down the road. So they own a club. So I think the reason why she rented out to them is because they were the business owner. And yeah, so and apparently they told the estate agents that they were only going to use this place as a resting place for their staff. like a resting place, like because it's all night business, right?
Oh, I suppose.
It's a nighttime business. So they'll say, oh, we're just gonna use it like a kind of like a base.
Okay.
So that's what she didn't know there'd be people living there. So
Goodness.
anyway, there's a whole series of complaints since last year.
Yeah.
The G issue as well. Like,
Yeah.
I had to spend about 70,000 yen getting exterminators because my flat is very clean. Like, I don't really cook, so there's no like food residue.
Yeah.
And also I'm a bit of a germaphobe, so I like hoover. Oh God, how do you say that? Vacuum. I vacuum every day. I clean like crazy. Like I don't like dirt, so I'm pretty, and I don't hoard. I don't have any like hoarding issues. So after the extermination, I've not seen them again. But almost every week, I see dead G's outside their door.
Oh goodness, so they're like still remaining over there.
Yeah. So that's my story.
Oh no, you've had so many traumatic experiences.
I'm sorry, it's a very dramatic experience.
Yeah, it's like this is some IRL horror stories right here.
I think I'm cursed. Like, I'm actually so close to just just going back to the UK at this point. Like, I just can't tolerate these kinds of things. I'm not made for tropical countries. So
no, I feel like maybe I was just really lucky. I haven't really seen them other than outside. Like sometimes I'll see it maybe walking.
I think it's because I don't know. Maybe I'm cursed. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem.
No, but yeah, it's so unlucky that you keep running into these people who are attracting the G's.
It's so unfair, and it's always like this is why like I'd rather live next to Japanese people. Because the old man was fine. He was Japanese. So, I mean, it was fine. And then... Yeah. I feel like Japan has made me racist. It's making me hate foreign people.
Oh my god.
So...
It's okay. You're traumatized. It was truly traumatized.
Yeah, so, have I got... So, jukebox, you can't actually buy those things in Japan. You have to buy... the stuff. Japan has very strict laws on what can be sold, chemical-wise and stuff. Like even diatomaceous earth, right? You'd think that's quite an easy thing to buy. You can't. You can't buy that here. Anyway, so anyway, it's fine. Like it's okay. Like right now, I haven't seen them for a few months. But oh my god, I poisoned myself a lot and actually had a lot of like lung issues from all this poison sprays. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, even before I debuted, right? I remember my boss called me for like we had a meeting, right? And I was late to the meeting. And I was like, "Oh, sorry, boss. Can you give me like 10 minutes? I kind of poisoned myself." And he's like, "What do you mean? What happened? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just dealing with an issue right now. I'm just dealing with it. I just need 10 minutes. Please give me 10 minutes." And he's like, "No, take all your time. Don't worry." And he's like, "Are you okay? Do you want to talk about it?" I was like, "No, I can't tell you what's going on. I'm sorry. It's a bit too much."
Classified.
It's classified information, boss. I can't tell you. But yeah, that's my story. Oh, let me tell you the earthquakes. Every time there's an earthquake, so you know I was living in those newer build mansions before, right? Yeah. So every time there's an earthquake, I didn't feel it that much.
Right.
So oh god, I felt it. This place, it looks like the wall has a heartbeat every time there's an earthquake.
Oh goodness.
because it's wooden walls, right? Wooden foundations, so the wood bends inwards. The walls start bending inwards.
The horror never ends.
I was really confused when I first saw it. I was like, why does the wall have a heartbeat? Why is it like turning in? And
That's
also,
so scary.
you could hear the wood splintering and breaking as well.
Oh my gosh.
So like,
oh no,
I'm always
scared.
So like, yeah.
Please be safe.
Makes for a great story though. Exactly. Yeah. So the house is just dancing to the beat of the earthquake. But yeah, that's mine. Hold on, I wanted to mention something else to everyone. So I haven't talked about the costs associated with moving. Yeah. Every move cost me about 500,000 yen.
Yep. That was how much it cost for me too.
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
That's the minimum end of the cost, by the way. 500,000 yen. That's about $5,000, by the way. So, because Japan has these like weird things like thank you money. And thank you money is you gotta pay money to your landlord as thanks.
For letting us move in.
Yeah. And
yeah.
that's usually like 3 times the rent. So 3 months of rent or something is like a thank you money. There's also, you gotta pay a deposit of extra 3 months in advance. You've also got to pay a fire safety fee. You gotta pay a guarantor fee. You gotta pay an earthquake safety fee. You gotta pay a whole load of fees, and some of them have to be renewed every single year as well.
Yeah. There's key money as well.
Key money is thank you money.
Oh, it's the same. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing. Oh no, but actually no. Yeah, so okay, so they reword it. So key money means sometimes they call it key money, sometimes they call it thank you money. The key money means as a thank you for like giving the key to me, I'll pay you this money. So
I see.
Yeah. Do you pay a sorry for living here fee?
Sorry for living me. Oh no.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was tacked on there one day. But yeah, Japan's a bit outdated with their like fees for moving, and also moving your stuff like like getting a van and stuff. That also will put you back by another 100 or 200,000 yen. So like getting the drivers and movers and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It costs a lot to even try to move. But also timing is a big thing too, right? Because like, I'm kind of struggling with it too, where I'm like, I want to move, but then I have to like wait until the contract is up because there's a lot of fixed term leases of like 2 years.
Yeah.
You have to like live at the apartment for the full 2 years. But at the same time, like apartments come up like all the time. Like there's like a limited time of like what apartments might be open and stuff like that. So it's like hard trying to find the right timing. Like I was like really rushing to get out of my old apartment and get a new apartment. So it's really stressful because you're like, I have until this date to move out, and then I have to like have this move-in date, and like it's just really hard to get the timing right. Because I think this time, unfortunately, they delayed my move-in date. So I had to move out, but then I had like nowhere to stay until I could move into my apartment. Luckily I could stay with a friend, and then I like had to pay a company to hold my furniture and stuff, but it was a lot of extra costs.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra costs. No way.
Yeah, it was like really bad. So yeah, I think that's one thing I'm like struggling with for my next move.
So what I did was I did a 2-3 week overlap. So I overlapped my move in and my move out times for all the places I lived in. For example, I started my paying for rent for my current place a month before I moved out from my old place. Because what I did was, because it was in the same area, I moved a lot of the stuff there by hand by myself, and I got I got a friend who could drive to move like some of my other stuff. So like the bigger furniture stuff. So it saved me a lot in like moving costs.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but yeah, if you're living like far away, you probably need a van or something. So.
Yeah, I moved like across Tokyo, so it was like not really possible.
Yeah, then that's hard. I was living like walking distance from my old place, so it was okay. Yeah, but I mean, I didn't want to go through the effort of going back to the city hall and having to change everything again.
I know. I experienced it for the first time, and now I'm like, never again. I want to keep living in this ward now because I don't want to.
Yeah, no, it's so because you got to change the address for everything. Like, it's so long. Like, it's not worth it. But yeah, the costs associated with moving here, that's something that's crazy. Because like in the UK, all you have to do is pay a month of rent advance, and that's it. Done and dusted. Sign a in fact, you can do everything within the first like week.
Wow.
You can find a place to live, sign the contract, move in. Done. Pay a month in advance. That's it.
It's like a month-long situation here.
Months, yeah, it takes months. So what I would suggest is like, like your contract doesn't expire in April, does it?
It does. unfortunately.
Oh yeah, you're screwed. You're screwed.
I know, it's horrible. That's why it was really hard this time as well to find any place. And it was like super giddy, like trying to sign the contract and then get moved in and everything.
Yeah, so what some of you guys might not know this, but April is notoriously the worst time to move in Japan because during March to April is the end of the financial year in Japan, and offices or companies end up so they have this thing in the work culture in Japan, right? I don't know how it works in America, but in the UK, we're usually, when you get a job, you're usually a specialist of your role. Like you do just your role and they hire you for your role. For example, if you work in IT, you're hired for IT and like that's it. In Japan, they'll rotate you around the entire company. You could be working in IT one year, you'll be working in accounting the next year. Like they don't, you're not a specialist. They call it generalist. I think they have a term called generalist. Yeah. So, I think that's like a waseigo term as well, generalist.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I don't think it's a real English word, but...
yeah.
Yeah, so, because they move you around from like March to April, sometimes they will move you to a different place, which means you have to move house. So, March and April is known as moving time in Japan, which means there's a huge lack of apartments and also the price is increased.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's really bad. I think a lot of students are also moving. Like that was a big reason for me too, because like I moved right when like the spring semester was starting for my like language school. So then it's just really bad timing, and that was I think when the border opened as well, like the first time the border opened. So I was like, I just need to move there ASAP. And so I didn't realize how bad the timing was until after I arrived, and now I'm like, how do I get out of this horrible like timing cycle? Because I definitely don't want to move in April again, but I'm also afraid of like the penalty of like paying to break the contract to move out early. And paying double rent also sounds expensive, so
Are you not like able to, because but they're probably wanting you to, they're not able to rent it by the month just while you look for a place. They wouldn't do that. Have you tried asking?
No, I haven't tried asking. Maybe I could try though. That's true.
I don't think they'd say no, because if you pay just for a temp, like a I can't remember the word for it, but you can actually just do like a month by month one if you tell them you plan to move, and you can tell them to put the apartment on like the listing, so they can find new people to live there. I think it's possible to do that, so you might be able to do that.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I've just been like, oh no, fixed term contract, because I was like reading my contract over and over, and is there anything about like being able to leave like a couple months early or anything?
No.
But, yeah. I'll definitely try asking. But yeah. Apartment stuff.
I feel like this is one of the biggest culture shocks about Japan, honestly, like, in my opinion.
For sure.
At least compared to the UK, so. But yeah.
But are you like liking it still? Like it's now that it's better, are you still gonna thinking of staying at your current apartment? Or are you thinking to move next time?
I don't know when they'll come back. Those things. So
yeah.
I don't know. Like I think it's mentally taking a huge toll on me. Like I've never really had like trauma like that before. Well, I kind of did in the UK. But it was a different kind. It was like to do with black mold, but
mold.
Black mold. Oh yeah, I have a whole traumatic story about that. But I'll spare you that. I'll spare you that detail. But at least with the black mold, it didn't like affect my sleep in the sense like I'm not constantly waking up and being like, what is this? Is there a G around? Like kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it was a bit of a different kind of trauma, but this really mentally affected me. This really mentally affected me, like even to the point like it's been 6 years, right? I'm still really mentally affected by it. Like, I can still say like in my whole life I've never had such like this kind of fear before.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think it's good for my stress levels to have this kind of fear. So I think I just have to move back to the UK at some point. I think that's the solution.
Yeah, that's the reason why too that I like refuse to live like on the first floor of any apartment because I heard like two and up is usually safe, but like higher is better. So yeah, I currently live quite high as well because I'm also terrified of G's and bugs. So I was
You probably live in a
like,
really nice place there. You live on your own, I'm assuming. So like, so
mm,
you probably don't have any like.
yeah, thankfully, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one like in my apartments living here until now. But they're also very cramped, like you said. Like
Yeah.
I've been like, oh, I wish I could live in a much bigger apartment because like my first apartment that I lived in was actually quite wide,
Mm.
but it was like further out in Tokyo. So it was like a little bit far. So I was like, oh, I want to live like closer and like be more convenient to like all my friends and to work and everything. So I moved, but now I'm like in a much more cramped apartment.
Yeah.
So I had all my same furniture and stuff, and I was like trying to figure out how to put everything in here. So I'm still living in a kind of a cramped situation because I didn't want to rebuy a bunch of furniture because it's expensive to move in the first place. So
Yeah. No,
yeah.
definitely like the main reason, like I know everyone are thinking like, why don't you just live in a more expensive place? If you want to live in a more expensive place that is the same size as my current place, right? Which is, I would say, a decent size for like a one girl. It would cost like about 160,000 yen or like
Yeah.
at minimum. Yeah.
Right.
With the same conditions, like 1 minute from the station. I have a really huge. I have 2 huge wardrobes. I have like my own bedroom. I have like a living area and a kitchen.
My God.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's really nice because this.
Yeah.
But it's just, if it were to be a very modern mansion, it would cost about 160,000 yen versus 60,000 yen. So
it's like almost 3 times what you're paying
yep,
right now,
yep.
or way less of the amenities and space.
Yeah, and it would be further away from the station or something, like it wouldn't be as good. It's all about min-maxing, guys. So, yeah, that's my traumatic story. Sorry for dropping that one.
No!
Trauma dumping on my first guest,
I'm
guys.
giving you so many hugs. I feel so bad that you went through all that.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not like it's your fault. Do you want to talk about anything else or?
Well, it would be nice to end on something happy.
All right, tell me.
Is there anything like what's your favorite part? Or
You tell me.
Things you love about living in Japan?
You tell me. What's your favorite part? What do you love about Japan?
What do I love about Japan? I like a lot of things. I mean, it's been 3 years now, and I definitely like want to keep living here. But I guess I've touched on it a lot. But just like even like food and convenience, being able to like walk or take the train anywhere. Because in America, it's like very much a car society where you need to drive to get anywhere because everything is so wide or far apart. So I really love the convenience here and just like
Of traveling and stuff.
yeah, the traveling. And I love sushi. So I get to eat sushi for much cheaper here, and it's like, yeah, I just feel like generally I'm a lot happier living here. For all those reasons.
What drew you to Japan? What made you want to live here?
I guess it was in my intro, but yeah, I really want to sing and voice act here. So I knew a long time ago that I would move here, but it took a lot of time, a lot of saving money, because money was always kind of like an issue growing up, and like I was supporting my family a lot, and so I felt like a lot of guilt about moving here. So it took me like quite a while before I was able to like get my family to a better place, and then also like save up enough for myself to be able to move here. So yeah, so now I'm just like kind of chasing my dreams here.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Poor thing. Must have been through a lot then. If you're really responsible for a lot.
But I think things have gotten a lot better, and I'm definitely super happy living here.
I'm glad you're able to achieve your dreams, eating sushi every day and trying voice acting and stuff.
Truly a dream come true.
Well, we all support your dreams here. You have an amazing voice. You have an amazing voice.
Thank you.
We want to hear.
String you on too.
We want to hear you in anime and games. That's what we want.
Right,
guys? Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
But,
yeah, what about you? Like, what do you love and what drew you here to Japan?
This is gonna sound really weird, but I like the fact that I can walk around safely after midnight.
That's huge.
So I like the fact that I'm able to feel safe, and I'm just able to walk around anytime at night because I'm a night person. And in the UK, I've always been quite like in London. It's quite frightening to walk, especially if you're like a girl who's alone. It's very scary.
In America too.
Oh yeah,
it's quite scary. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I guess it's a Western country thing maybe, but it's very scary to if you're like a girl and you're alone. It's very scary to walk around. And I don't feel that way in Japan. Even like, for example, when I first came to Japan with my friend for holiday, we used to stay in Ikebukuro. So, and this was West Side Ikebukuro. Like back when it was like proper sleazy. Back when the Yakuza and people started like roaming the streets at night. So like it was like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was like really it was really sleazy and red light in the west side of Ikebukuro back then. West side Ikebukuro. Okay, so basically West side Ikebukuro. My friend, she's not your typical Japanese yabai place. Okay, basically she's very she has Yakuza tattoos on her body. Like that's probably enough to tell you much about her personality. She's not the typical kind of Japanese person. And she loves Ikebukuro. And you know what? To this day, I still think Ikebukuro is like the most precious place to me. Especially like West Side.
I actually love Ikebukuro.
I love Ikebukuro.
Yeah. I go, like, it's probably one of my favorite places to go.
Yeah.
But also because, like, I forgot to mention that another thing I love about Japan is just oshikatsu. It's like really easy to like go to Oshi events and like buy goods and go to collab cafes and stuff. And Ikebukuro is a huge place of that for me. So yeah.
Yes. Agreed. I guess oshikatsu is also one of the reasons why I enjoyed Japan so much, because I used to buy a lot of like Gundam goods and Gundam collabs and events. So back when the Gundam cafe still existed, I had such a good time. Actually, I think the Gundam Cafe was one of the main factors I wanted to. I really love the Gundam Cafe events and stuff, so that's why I used to love it about. But also, Ikebukuro also had like a comment. Ikebukuro has, Paseda. They have a Kamen Rider diner. So we used to stay down there basically near the Kamen Rider diner, and I used to go there like all the time.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool. So like to me, West Side Ikebukuro is, I know it's dirty, I know it's gross, but it's kind of like home to me. So yeah, do you know the anime Durarara? Yeah, so that was like, I guess the first time I was exposed to Ikebukuro, I guess. The bukuro. So like I thought it was like really cool when I first went there, like for the first time. I was like I wanted to kind of experience that in real life. And it was cool. And
it is cool.
Even if it was 3 a.m. walking to the conveni, I felt safe. Even though there was like suspicious guys around in suits and doing suspicious things, I felt safe because like they didn't give a crap about me. They just left me alone. Like, I don't know. The safety was the #1 incentive for me.
I feel that. Definitely feel a lot safer living here as well.
Yeah. So like the lack of things like catcalling and being harassed by random men, like even during daylight, like I mean, I guess you kind of get that stuff happening here as well. You don't get,
True.
but you don't get the cat. But at least it's not catcalling. You know, that's
At
what
least not catcalling.
I hate catcalling so much. Like,
I know.
I don't know what it is, but like when it used to happen in the UK, it used to kind of like, it made me really upset that I felt this way. But I used to feel fear. I used to feel scared. Like, what if they like, yeah.
No, I definitely felt fear as well whenever it happened. I don't blame you.
Yeah, so I used to like get, it made me angry, but I also felt like fear, and then the fear made me angry because like I don't know, I just get angry at the fact that I'm scared of these random people. But like at least that doesn't happen here, and that's one of the things that really triggers me. So like I'm really glad that, you know, I don't experience that here.
Yeah, for sure.
What kind of catcalling? I don't know if this is like a London thing. No, but it's definitely happened outside of London as well. Like they'll be like shouting things to you and saying things like disgusting things, and you've never seen that before. It happens quite often to women. It's definitely happened. It's happened to me outside of London as well. Like, you know, in random like places like, I don't know, Birmingham or I don't know, Yorkshire.
Yeah, no, it happens in America as well. Like, I guess it's like getting whistled at.
Yeah, whistled. Yeah, the whistle.
Yelling. I
know. I hate it so much.
Please?
I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Catcalling has never worked for white people. They don't do it because it works or something. Well, it works. It does work. What they want to do is make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And they're doing it to like, you know, because they think it's funny and whatever. It works for them. What happens? Yes, it works. They're causing fear and uncomfortable feelings and stuff. So they're not trying to actually get with you or something when they do that.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm so glad.
Thankfully it doesn't happen here. I've never witnessed it, at least.
No, same here. I've never seen that. But I think someone wrote that chikan happens. But chikan is... I don't know if it happens to foreigners.
Yeah.
I think it mainly happens to like young Japanese girls. Because they are like society, right? They're conditioned to not say anything, to not make a fuss. So it's obviously to them a foreign person would be like yelling and being loud and stuff. So they wouldn't try it with a foreign person. Yeah. So
yeah. That's definitely its own problem, though. Yeah.
It's definitely a problem. To be honest, I think some of them are quite like how do you say it? They're very subtle with doing it. Like so like unfortunately, like I mean some of them are they'll like pretend to like bump into you. They wouldn't like straight up put their hand on your butt and like, you know, grope it. Like sometimes they would just like brush against it, and like it's very hard to tell whether it's an accident or not.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's definitely that's definitely an issue, because then you can't tell. You'll be second guessing yourself. You'll be like, wait, did they do that deliberately? Did they mean to dig their elbow there, or did they mean to brush their hand there, or XYZ? Like you can't like say, you can't move because you're already like sardines on the train. So
yeah.
But I don't know. It's not. I'm a bit oblivious as a person anyway. So I don't know if it's really happened to me or not. But yeah,
I know. It's really hard to tell, especially when you're so close to everyone already. Like, I think once I legit saw, like, a guy... There was, like, a young guy and a girl. And then, like, I guess because it was crowded, but he was, like, kabedon her in the train. And I was like, wait, are they a couple? I'm like, oh my gosh, kabedon! Like, I wasn't sure if they were, like, a high school couple or something. But then he suddenly left and didn't say anything. And I was like... Hey, girl! Like, is she okay? I wasn't sure, like, if it was, like, she seems fine, but I was like, oh, I wonder if I should have said something or did something.
The way you said kabedon was so cute. The way you said it was so cute, my heart. Kabedon! Yeah. I've actually experienced that on the train as well. Yeah, so Okay, so basically what happens is I usually go in the corner, you know that where the door is? Where that kind of like side part of the seats, I always go in that corner, so like there's no one around me. And I remember the train was really, really full, and this this guy ended up kabedoning me, like, because you know the wall is behind you, like near the doors. I felt so awkward. I don't think he meant. Well, I don't think he meant to do it. I mean, maybe I'm seeing the best of people, but I don't think he intentionally meant to do it. I think because he couldn't hold on to anything, so that's why he got to the wall. But I felt really awkward, so I ended up turning around and facing the wall. But I was like wondering, oh my god, does that look even weirder? Like, I was trapped. I was trapped, and it was like that for about 3 stops. I was sweating. I was literally like
3 whole stops.
I was feeling really nervous. I was like, oh god, please, this is awkward. This is awkward. I'm too British for this. I'm too British for this. Please, end me right now. End me right now. I felt really, really awkward. And then 3 stops and he got off. But the train was really full, so like
maybe that's what happened with the 2 that I saw as well, because it's just like so packed. But yeah, I really wasn't sure.
It's better than pressing. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
At least he was holding the wall and not pressing up against me. That would have made me cry, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I would have just been like, the enemy right now. Oh god, I don't want to experience this. Yeah. But the good experience is, yeah, it's still very safe.
We're not talking about awkward experiences or bad experiences.
Hey, it's a great place. It's very fun. It's very no, I love it. I like it here.
Yeah.
So that's the story. That's my experience.
Very good food.
Yeah.
You guys only talked about the bad. We didn't only talk about the bad.
We talked about lots of good things.
Yeah, lots of good things. But the bad things are just very
They're very like specific to Japan, I feel, as well. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, the G thing, I don't know if that's specific to Japan, but
True.
I think, okay, you know what? I was actually talking to my Japanese friend about this, my best friend. I think the reason why it's so jarring, it's so like scary seeing the G's here is because, like, I feel like if it's somewhere like a Southeast Asian country where the housing situation isn't as modern, then it's different. Like maybe like it looks like it doesn't look wrong to see a very scary, disgusting looking creature in like a house that looks kind of like a ruin anyway. But because the housing here looks so modern, and then you see such a creature, it just doesn't fit. It's like it doesn't work. The juxtaposition of seeing those two things, it just causes such a mental imbalance.
Yeah. It makes you more uncomfortable just seeing it.
Yeah, I think. TLDR, the only thing is Kura fries. Okay, guys, I'm taking Lily to Kura Sushi.
Yay! And Gusto too.
Wait, the G's are the ugly bugs, not the cicadas? Oh my god, don't get me started on the cicadas. I can't. Lily, I know this person. So one of my friends told me that their colleague goes to the park and eats cicadas.
Excuse me. I cannot. Why?
They told me that their coworker literally picks up cicadas, whether they're dead or alive. You know, because you know some of them are on the ground and they're kind of alive still. Like when you walk past and start going, like start shaking when you walk past it. Yeah, even if they're doing that, they apparently rip off the wings and they just pop it in their mouth.
Is that a thing?
I don't think it's a thing. I don't think it's a thing. I don't think it's a normal thing. I think this person's just weird.
I'm horrified.
But yeah, that kind of scared me when they told me that.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen it. See, I've never seen a cicada before until I moved here. You know that second apartment I told you about, the Leo Palace one?
Yeah.
God, the horror. So I used to find dead ones around the apartment.
No.
I'd never seen them before. So obviously, you know, they're really huge and ugly and scary.
Huge.
Oh my god, I was so scared. Especially like, you know, when you think they're dead and they're like, you kind of like nudge it with your shoe and then they start going crazy and crashing out and kind of shaking and making their loud noises. Oh my god, like I think I would. Oh my god. I think I actually erased that memory from my head because it was so traumatic. But yeah. Yeah. So
There's too many creepy crawlies. I can't.
how do you put up with that though? How do you put up with having a phobia? Because I also have it, but living in a tropical country.
If I see one, I run away.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Oh, it did the same thing.
But I also set up like the what's it called? The little black thing, gokiburyut ones, just in case. I haven't come across one, but yeah, I definitely set up a lot of those thingies, like traps to make sure they don't come in. But yeah, I think I've generally been lucky, other than sometimes walking outside and seeing them, in which case I've run away. I did have one traumatic experience, I think, where like a really big beetle followed me into my apartment. Yeah, it scared me so bad. It took me like an hour or two of battling it. It was really bad.
Battling it?
It was a long, arduous battle with my spray. And yeah, it was really scary.
That's really funny, actually.
But yeah. I think generally though I've been quite lucky, especially hearing your stories. I'm like, oh yeah, I've not had it
Oh my
like
god,
that, so
that's crazy. Thank you for winning the battle. You deserve to win that. You're a winner in my eyes. You know, fighting beetles, and I just can't believe Japanese kids like to catch them for fun. That's the worst part. But it's like real life Pokemon out here, guys. Okay, Japan,
really is.
Pokemon is real. Okay, you catch the bugs. Actually, though, to be honest, we had a similar kind of thing in the UK when we were in like reception, like when we were like 5 years old. We do mini beast hunting. Mini beast hunting is where you get like a net and you go to a forest and you catch bugs. So I think UK kind of does have that culture as well for kids, but it's not like Japan where they actually have the specialist huge like plastic cages and and like, you know, get like huge beetles and stag beetles and put them in like these little plastic things and, you know, feed them. It's not like that. So yeah, I think someone asked, are there no bugs in the UK? We have bugs, but like you just don't really see them on this. I mean, like in your house you'd probably get like a housefly, daddy long legs, and spiders.
True, yeah, that's about the same for us, I think.
Yeah, I think that's that kind of hemisphere has those kinds of creatures. And in your house you'd probably have like an ant infestation in the UK.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but ants in the kitchen or something, but you can usually get rid of them easily. And also there's like maybe mice. We have like mice, house mice in the UK, but again, it's all like to do with the house, and there are ways to get rid of them, and it's not like a common thing.
I've never. I don't really hear about mice in houses here, although I have seen like rats and stuff.
Oh my god, you know the one? Which ones? Okay, if a rat from Ikebukuro were to fight a rat from Shinjuku, which one do you think would win? Which one would you think would win?
To be fair, I saw a pretty beefy one in Shinjuku. So I think they're probably kind of buff, maybe. I'm not sure.
Ikebukuro ones are kind of buff. Like I feel like, cause I remember I was walking in Ikebukuro once in the evening, and I walked past these like big bunch of rubbish bags, and as I walked past, I saw like a family of 20 rats just run. 20? I stood there and watched them, Lily. I was like, whoa, this is impressive. I watched them all, and because they were huge, I thought they were dogs.
Oh my god!
They were big.
That's crazy. Okay, never mind. Maybe actually, I don't think that I've ever seen rats in Ikebukuro, but I've seen them in Shinjuku and Shibuya before.
Oh, the Shibuya rats are kind of on another level. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to catch one. I'm gonna catch one from Shibuya, catch one from Shinjuku, catch one from Ikebukuro, and make them battle.
Oh my god! Real life Pokemon.
Yeah, they could be like the
Rattatas.
The Rattatas. Rattata battle.
Rattata battle. Oh my
That's the plan. Let's do it. You can come with me. We'll catch them together.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Rats are better than G's.
That's true. That's true. They are.
At least they look like normal animals, you know. So
You're right. You're right.
we'll muzzle them and then we'll just catch them and take them home.
The giant rat that makes all the rules. Whoever wins the battle will be the giant rat that makes all the rules.
Listen, we'll get a cage, put them in a cage, we'll put one piece of cheese in the middle, and then we'll make them fight for the cheese.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they'll become friends and just share the cheese. Maybe.
Maybe. Well, if that happens,
Maybe.
I'd actually like to see that. I'd actually like to see that.
Right?
You know, that would restore my faith in these rats.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds like anime plot.
oh, that's true. It
The
would
favorite.
be a cute anime plot.
Right?
Alright, well, Lily, I'm not going to keep you for much longer, but thank you so much for joining us today. It was really fun talking to you.
Fun. I can't believe it's almost noon already.
Yeah,
Where
sorry.
did the time go?
Well, just time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me.
No, definitely. No, thank you so much for agreeing to stream with me. It was so nice.
Yeah, no, you're so nice.
No, I think everyone loves you here, so you're welcome to come back anytime. And
Oh, thank you.
yeah, I'll take you out to Kura Sushi. On me,
Excite.
my treat.
Yay! Then I'll treat you to gusto after.
So you're getting a cool mayo pizza, guys.
Yeah!
And yeah, thank you so much, Lily. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fish. It was so fun.
I'm sorry for traumatizing you with all the G talk.
No, I learned a lot. For sure.
It's you see, I'm known for my educational levels in my stream. Okay, I'm always educating
very
people.
educational.
Yeah, I'm a top educating educator VTuber. So but yeah,
I truly learned.
thank you so much. Alright.
Thank you everyone so much for welcoming me in and watching today.
And everyone, please make sure to follow Lily. She's tagged in the stream title. Give her a follow. Subscribe to her social media and stuff. She's very, very cute. Very good at singing. Very, very cute.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Super chat. I think.
Super chat,
Super chat. Thank you.
Mm.
Potato money. Yay!
Potato dot, yay!
Yay! Thank you so much. Okay, guys,
Thank you,
we've got the Kura Sushi fries funded. Yay! Thank you so much.
Back the fries. Woo.
Do a karaoke collab? Oh my god. You know, once I'm asking Yoe about permissions and stuff. Because if we ever can get perms, we'll do it. Trust me.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yay!
It's hard, right? Because you can't really get perms or that kind of thing. But let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yay! Okay.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Otsukaresama. Otsukaresama.
Otsukaresama.
Bye.
Bye bye.
She's gone, guys. She's so cute. It feels so empty. I'm sorry. I'll just go then, I guess. If you just don't want me here. I was gonna stick around and say goodbye and chat to you guys a little bit before saying bye, but well, I guess I'm unwanted. I'm unneeded because I'm not cute like Lily. I see how it is. I'm not cute like her, so you don't want me around. You want her cute energy back. Replace her with me. That's fine. That's okay. That's alright. Well, if you want to do that, you can always like and subscribe to her channel and, you know, the other stuff YouTubers say. This was a traumatic stream. Sorry, I wasn't meaning to, traumatize anyone. I thought, it would be kind of, like, funny. I guess it wasn't that funny. It's not, like... I didn't mean to make the mood of the stream bad by talking about the G stuff. Not everyone is scared of G's, you know, so... You're cool, but she's cute. You're cool, not cute. And then there's Inem. You're kind of cute. Yeah, I am quite cool, aren't I? That's fine. Well, that's what I mean. You guys prefer cute over cool. I get it, but it's fine. Sounds like you're a pro at navigating Japan at this point. Yeah, I mean, I've lived here for a while, and I've been here for a while before I moved here, right? So, and the thing is, I guess I was lucky. I was in a very lucky situation where my best friend is Japanese, and she's very familiar with Japan. So I ended up learning a lot from her, which meant I didn't make a lot of like mistakes or have too much culture shock because I knew a lot from her. But yeah, I really had fun talking about Lily's experiences as well. She's very cute. You know who she reminds me of? Like Menno. You know what we need? We need a stream with Menno and Lily together. Let's do a Menno and Lily stream. A 3-way collaboration. Then everyone's gonna be like healed by their calming voices. I'll try to talk slowly and calmly to you. I can't sound cute like them, but I'll try to talk quietly instead of yelling. But yeah, that's Oh, I just Menno chat. Oh wait, Lily. Wait, hold on. Let me give you the spanner. Thank you for sharing all your stories. I learned so much. Also, no, I also learned from you as well. Wait, do you know Menno, Lily? Menno and Lily together with good chat diabetes. I mean, what if you guys need the diabetes? Menno, Lily, and Fish karaoke. Menno would never agree to karaoke. She would never do it. Menno is very shy when it comes to singing. But no, I would be so happy if I heard Menno and Lily together. Oh, you know, Menno. Oh, great then. Menno is a very old friend of mine, so we could meet up with Menno as well. Didn't know you knew her, but that makes things better. We're gonna do a Menno collab with Lily. That's gonna be like the most healing stream ever. We could do something cute. By the way, I got a question. Hold on. Menno-chan, most adorable. That's you as well, though. You're also very cute. You and Menno are both very cute. Okay, I got a question on my model. How prevalent are gaijin hunters in Japan? Or is that something only played up in media? Have you encountered one, or do you know friends who'd run into one? Should I save this for another stream? Maybe we can make this like a monthly series, like talking about Japan. I'll invite like a different guest every time. I want to say though, they are real. They're 100% real, and it's definitely a thing. I've got so many stories. I've got so many stories to tell you guys about it. Monthly series, monthly or like a fortnightly series. Like we'll get a different guest, because like we can invite Rhubarb, Ruby, Menno, Reina. I can invite like a whole bunch of guests to these. We could do it more often actually. What kind of hunting? Gaijin hunting. Gaijin as in Japanese men looking for foreign girls. Though saying that, it does happen the other way around as well. It does happen the other way around. Wasn't the Mario Q&A stream supposed to be fortnightly? I mean, I didn't put a date on that. I was gonna do those whenever I wanted. Big whale hunting? No, it's a thing, and I have a lot of... I know I speak a lot about negative stuff in Japan, but I don't hate this country, and like... It's just, at the end of the day, it's a different culture and different kinds of people, right? It might sound negative to you, but I don't take it in such a negative way. Like, it doesn't affect me to the point... Like, the only thing that affects me to the point that makes me want to leave this country is, like, yeah, the weather and the bugs. And that's nothing to do with the people. Or the culture. That's just to do with the being on a tropical island, like 45-degree summers for 3 months, and huge scary bugs. That's just something that can't be helped, and that's just a me problem because I'm the one that can't tolerate it. And yeah, I could move to Hokkaido, right? I think Hokkaido is cooler temperatures and there's like less bugs. You just gotta deal with the snow. But I specifically moved to Tokyo for a reason, because I enjoy living in Tokyo, like for the oshikatsu, as Lily said. I like collab cafes and stuff like that. The weather is the biggest problem. Typical Brit. Hey, I never complained about the weather in the UK though. I never complained about it. Everywhere has its pros and cons. Exactly, right? Everywhere has its pros and cons. And Japan definitely has a lot of pros. But again, the pros and cons are also very subjective to you and your lifestyle. Japan rat versus London rats. Oh my god, no. Japan rats would definitely beat London rats. But I heard that New York rats are like the ultimate final boss rat. So we need to capture one from London, one from Tokyo. So what we have to do is make like... Okay, so we've got to capture rats from different London boroughs. Rats from different Tokyo boroughs. Rats from different like places in New York. Make them fight. And then the strongest one, we're going to make them pit off. So we're gonna the strongest Japanese rat or Tokyo rat versus and the strongest London rat and the strongest New York rat. We'll put them in a cage and then make them fight. Will you ever do reviews of collab cafes? I don't know if people will be interested in it, because like a lot of the stuff I go to is quite niche. New York rats are huge. Gladiator rats. That's what I'm saying. I want to see them fight. Pokemon, Rattata fight. The London rat was surely lock in. I don't know. I'm not saying that London rats are weak, but I actually don't think they would beat the New York ones. They're on another level. Don't forget the Australian rats. Australia has rats. I mean, I know they have a lot of things, but do they have like rats? I don't know if that's a good idea. That's how we end up with a super rat. But then, what if they're like they make friends and they make love and they make super rat babies? What's wrong with that? You kind of made me scared of Japan. Yakuza land ladies, G's and sugar daddies and McDonald's. I'm sorry, but if that scared you off, you're weak. If that scared you off, you're weak. That's a you problem. What was I gonna say? The G's, okay, fine. The G's, that's a valid thing to be scared of, but again, it goes from person to person at the end of the day. A lot of people just deal with it, like it's just a me problem at the end of the day. New York rats are used to dealing with people on acid. What does that mean? Australia's like a different dimension. Yeah, I would never, like, listen, I know my limits. I would never set foot in Australia. Never. Ever. Nothing, no offense to Australians, it's just I'm not built for Australia. I'm not built for that. Says the girl's traumatized by a bug. Yeah, I don't care about gaijin hunters and sugar daddies and all this stuff. I don't give a crap. They're nothing compared to G's. A rat versus G fight? Oh, I mean, G's are not... Their size is obviously way smaller than the rat. Australia is the IRL PvP sub. Apparently it's not like that in the main cities. It means they're used to dealing with people on drugs. Oh, acid is a drug? Oh, I see. Oh, it's a funny name. I thought you meant like acid attacks or something. I was like, whoa, these rats get acid attacks on them and they still survive? Is it the bugs or is it your British pride? Not really, because like I'm British. I'm proud of being British, but I don't think that stops me from living in other countries. I still go back to the UK every year, and I think actually moving from the UK made me appreciate the UK more, if anything. Especially like our architecture and the nature. I really had a newfound appreciation for you know, the history and the nature and architecture in the UK. By the way, could I get a happy birthday, please? Oh yeah! It's Aaron's birthday, guys! Okay, we're gonna sing happy birthday to Aaron again. You ready? Say no. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aaron. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Congratulations, now you're old and bulge. Old and bald. Old and bulge. But yes, happy birthday! Happy birthday, happy birthday. We're older and bolder. Guys, stop saying I gave you trauma. I'll stop doing these series if you say I'm being traumatic about it. I love how you sing happy birthday to us. Wait, is it too childish? Should I come up with a different song? Should I make our own custom chip birthday song? Should I sing the maid cafe version? Happy, happy, pee 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 no pee. Goshujin sama no otanjoubi. That's the at-home song. The trauma is entertaining. I thought it would be entertaining, but I guess some of you guys didn't find it, funny or entertaining. So maybe I should just stop. Why? Just I love it. Yeah, but I thought it wasn't like babyish. A fish original birthday song, guys. Okay, I'll commission one. I'm not very musically inclined. I'll try and commission a custom chip birthday song. Every time it's a chip's birthday, we all sing it to the chips. We'll start playing it on stream. Trauma is the spice of life. You know what, Matt? I agree. I agree with that I agree with that take. You see, I agree with it, and that's the best way to view it. So you're calling us Goshujin-sama? Okay, no, I was singing a song. I'm not gonna call you guys Goshujin-sama. Honestly, this is a fabulous collab stream. A wonderful first time here with Fish in the Fan. Hope to see you in some of Lily's streams sometimes. Thank you so much, Cloud Fairy. And yeah, I do try to drop into Lily's streams, but I think she streams at times where I'm not really around, so it's quite hard to catch her. But when I do, I'm usually there, lurking, and listening. You'll never know my birthday. Why? Why are you doing that? Why are you being like that, Kai? Hiding my bald and old day. Why? Okay, what if I promise not to call you guys old or bald? Anything planned for April Fools? What? Now, why would I tell you that? You think I'm so immature that I would celebrate April Fools? I'm just so... guy, you call me like so old. You call me ancient and antique and vintage and timeless and things, and you think someone that old will celebrate April Fools? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, like you can go for a week without calling us either. What? What? I could definitely go a week without calling to you guys. Definitely. I would. I can go like a whole month without talking to you guys. The challenge? I want you to never talk to you again. Do it then. You say it every day. What? Go on. I give it 5 minutes. Time starts now. Wait. What the heck? Wait, what the heck? This is I don't know if I can accept this. You can't just start it now. 1 month hiatus. Okay, you guys want me to go on that? A 1 month hiatus? You just want me to like never stream again? I bet I can do a stream where I just never talk. I'll do a stream where I'll never talk. I'll be just quiet the entire stream. Is that what you want? Next stream? The Call of Duty stream? Call of Duty stream? I'll never talk. But you're asking me now. You're saying I talk too much. You're saying... What do you mean impossible? You're making a challenge. What do I win if... Okay, what do I get if I win? Staring intimately. What? Like this. Is that how you want me to stare at you? No, I'll do it without muting. You think you think, you know, I'd even make noises so you know I'm not muted. I will donate $1. We'll be nice to you for a week. You'll get $1,000 if you win. Guys, we don't need to we don't need to bet money. We can bet something else. We can bet something else. Is that the covered on face? If I were to covered on you guys, I'll be like this. Hi, Chips! Hi! What if I actually covered on you and look at you like that? What would you do? What would you do if I did that? That's more terrifying. You don't think I look cool when I do that? The face before you get shot. Instant pregante. Whoa, you get pregante if I looked at you like that. Would that? Wait, hold on. What about this? What if I look like? What if I looked at you like this? Hold on. What if I look at you like this? And then I pull out a knife. Then what would you do? What would you do? I look at you. And the knife slowly slides up. Wait, what? You guys are weird. You guys are so weird. You got that? I can't trust anything you say anymore. That's my. Hey, wanna get shagged? Meet me behind Tesco. Oh, I'll shank you, mate. That's my face for that. I'd ask to be stabbed, of course. What? Now you're looking like, can I stab you, pretty please? Hey, why is my wallet missing all of a sudden? Hey, I said I'll stab you, not mock you. I could mock you as well. I would listen. I got nothing out of stabbing the chips. Stabbing you is no benefit to me. So I would never do that. I would never take you to Tesco and shank you. I'll take you to Tesco and I'd buy you a meal deal. I'll be like, get what do you want? Want the egg and cress sandwich? Get it. I've got like 40 Lambos. You think I can't afford it? That's what I'd say. I'd say that. Ready and waiting. Okay, guys. The next chip date, I'll take the chips to the. I'll take chips to Tesco. Wait, actually, I kind of like this. Next time I take you guys out, I'll take you all to Tesco. We could pick a meal deal together. We'll pick a meal deal together. You called us bald, smooth rain, gaslight us, and now you want to stab us? Guys, I'm not actually gonna stab you. How are you supposed to take the blame for everything if you're dead? Is that £4.50 now? Wait, even with the club card? I've never been, so that'd be an experience.
$4.04 has been fished from Erewhon. Thanks for keeping this server running. Didn't mug this from me, huh?
Everyone, thank you so much for the elite contribution. 7 contribution. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, W. Everyone. That wasn't mugged. That was fished. There's a difference. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. A donkey date? You want me to take you to Don Quixote? How romantic, taking us out to Tesco. I only do the best for the chips. I only take you out on the best dates. I'll take you to McDonald's. I'll take you to Gusto. Take you to Don Quixote. Fish takes you to Tesco and gets into a knife fight ASMR. Wait! I'll kind of go hard. I would actually do that. You have to commission Lan for the art, just like the RV stream. I'm gonna let Lan have her thing. I'll let Lan, you know... I'll let Lan do what Lan does. I can't just take that from her. That's Lan's thing. Not the McDonald's. Sorry, not McDonald's. McDonald's. I'm taking you to McDonald's. I'll take you to McDonald's and get you a Big Whack. I'll take you to Big Whack, okay? And enjoy your Wok fries. On a date where we go to Costco and eat chicken pigs, the most perfect date. No, that sounds too good. That sounds like a real one. We can't have something nice. But anyway, Don Donkey Holiday. I'm gonna look for someone to raid. Let's see who's on. Has anyone ever been to Don Quixote before? There. Anyone been to Don Quixote before? No, we're not gonna raid anyone to mug them. Guys! We don't mug here. We don't do that. Alright? We only engage in the best behavior. We don't do things like that. Give me a second. Right. I think we could... I'll give you a choice. It is called a raid, yeah, but not that kind of raid. You did while you're in Hokkaido? When did you go to Hokkaido? In AOGS? Okay, how about we go to Bosco and eat mystery meat bakes? Wait, that doesn't sound bad. You went even to Tokyo Hands? I like Tokyo Hands. Give me a second. No mugging, just mugging. Guys, listen, the chips mug everyone else. You don't need to go you don't even need to try it. The chips mug. Alright, I'm just checking. Yeah, okay, I think we can raid into... Why doesn't it easily show me who's live? Is that a small... Wait, I can. No, it doesn't show. That doesn't look good. Donkey Holiday. Okay, I think we can raid Bluebell. Okay, you can choose. Bluebell, she's playing Monster Hunter Wilds, or Ruby, she's playing Elden Ring. Choose who you want to watch. Choose who you want to watch. Oh, there's also Ryoma playing Apex as well. You can choose. Which one do you want to watch? I got to go all over Japan a few years ago, but I've been there quite a few times, maybe 4 or 5 times in total. What was your favorite place in Japan then? Kinokuniya Chip Day? I actually went to Kinokuniya. You know, when I went to Kinokuniya recently. I was trying to find myself. Ruby. Yeah, so Ruby or Bluebell, yeah. Red or blue or red. Ruby. Oh wait, should we just do the vote? Should we just do the poll? Okay. Who to raid? Did you find yourself? Okay, Bluebell is 100. Ruby is Elden Ring. Yoma is Apex. So these are the 3 games that I see right now. Please choose who you'd like to see, who you'd like to raid. Wait, hold on, let me unpin my message. I love visiting during the Sapporo Snow Festival, but outside that, because of anime, just staying around Akiba for sure. I just missed the start of the Snow Festival, so I didn't get to see it and actually experience it. But I did see them actually building or making the snow sculptures. And I think I saw Gundam ones as well. We got to go to the Gundam Cafe before it closed down. God, that's still one of the saddest things in the world, honestly. Like, I used to go to that place all the time for years. So it really upset me and it really broke my heart when they closed it down. And it was essentially COVID that killed it, and that's what it was sad. It was sad. I really wish it didn't like close down. But yeah. Alright, I think we're going for Bluebell. We're gonna watch some Monster Hunter. Why did it close? I think it closed because of COVID. Basically, they didn't make enough money, and I think another company tried to buy it out and change it, but then when they changed it, they changed the system, and I got to go once to the changed one, but it was kind of like weird and it wasn't the same, and then they still didn't make enough money. It was still around COVID time. There weren't enough tourists coming, because it's mainly tourists that go to the Gundam Cafe. But yeah, I hope it comes back to Tokyo one day, but or maybe I don't know if it will. All right, everyone. Yes, thank you so much for joining me today and being so welcoming and kind to Lily and her community. That was really lovely to see. Thank you everyone for using the commands as well. I really enjoyed seeing the Nightbot doing its work. That was nice. And Maho, I'm sorry. Maho, don't hate me, okay? Listen, I love Japan. There's Maho in the comments saying Japan is terrible, Japan is the worst. But, yeah, no. I hope no one took anything I said like in a negative way, because a lot of the stuff I shared was not to do with Japan as a, you know, anything that could be controlled. It's more to do with like a tropical country kind of thing. So please don't think I'm a Japan hater. If I hated Japan, I wouldn't be here. I'm here despite the terrible weather and the G's. Thank you for the stream. Thank you, Tit, for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Kai, why did you do the controller command? But yeah, Lily's very sweet. She's very cute. I really like her. I've actually been following her as an Utaite for a few years now. So it was really exciting for me when because I was really happy that when I became a streamer, I thought, I can't wait to just like collab with my friends and just people I like and look up to. Like, it's just so fun. So I was really happy for this opportunity. Like, ever since I've started streaming, I've just had so much fun. So I'm just really lucky. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. But anyway, we're gonna raid into Bluebell. You can do exclamation mark raid for the raid message. And I will see you all on Bluebell stream. I'll only be there for a bit. I need to... Oh god. Yeah, I need to, like, do so much stuff right now, so... I'll just hang out there for like a couple of minutes to say hi to her. But yeah, that'll be me. That'll be Lily. Get those G's out of here. Wait, stretch. One last stretch. Okay. Part of me misses the fish's scramble to come up with a raid message. It's the same raid message all the time. I just copy and paste it before I put it on Discord. Fish and chips forever. Stop being cute. You all mean to me and bullied me yesterday. You all mean and bullied me, so why are you being nice now? Alright guys, I'll see you all on Bluebell stream. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna set up the raid before I forget. She's hunting with the team right now. She's in a collab, so she might not notice the raid. Okay, everyone. Oh, Lily's still here. No, she probably heard what we said. I'm not kind, Lily. I'm mean. I'm mean. I'm a bad fish. Chips are sundares. I know, it's terrible. Want to be bullied all the time then? I've never asked to be bullied. You all treat me like your master. Cause I am. I'm the server master. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone. Lily cute, W Lily. Thank you, Lily, again. Yes, my master. Okay, never server daddy. Okay, guys, stop. Okay, I regret it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll never say that again. I'm sorry. I'll never say that again. Don't call me that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll take it back. Anyway, it's time to finish this. Server daddy's wild. What's trigger?